sound is okay. That is how you do it.
Okay, ready?
I'm already started. My sound is on. My picture is. Oh my freaking god! Oh god!
Haven't even unmuted yet. Let's just say there's deals.
Oh god!
I've unmuted me, not you.
Well.
So we did plan, but then we didn't plan. But we did plan. Pre-podcast. Haven't started yet. Yes, we have. Okay.
Well, I am at least a picture, and it's so freaking terrifying seeing my new profile picture in such a big form. That I'm like, what is that?
All right, so I am gonna go ahead and unmute you, and we can get started then. I'll be doing some in the background while he's talking. So.
Yeah. Wait, I'm the one who's doing basically the intro this time, but well, I do almost always the intro stuff.
Fine. I'll do the intro.
Oh, you do your stuff as usual. He's a busy man.
I know you're self-conscious about it. No worries.
Well,
so anyways,
yeah.
Well,
welcome to the Nerd Ensemble. You know, standard stuff, planning, very important. We have a lot of planned stuff. Question is, are we gonna follow it?
Probably not.
Probably not. No, the issue is not for once. We always plan. That's the issue.
Yeah.
We always plan. Oh. I mean, okay, last stream, I think that was one of our best streams ever when we did this. Because that was like so good planning anyways. When we did the history part, I felt that was one of the best things we could do.
I love how probably no one knows at all what you're on about because you're just kind of speaking from your own experience while out of context. Someone just like, what's going on?
Like,
I don't know. I don't understand this.
What is this? What the last time? Like, yeah. Hello, hi.
So,
welcome to the stream. Say hi to hi.
Oh. So, to go on with this little bit, I don't know why I said it like that.
I don't know.
Anyway, what was I gonna say? Okay, so as he was talking about like our previous episode, we basically did a little history lesson on how technology was from like back in actually from what, late 60s is when we started? Maybe
late 60s and basically, or I think we started 60s and basically, or we started 70, 60 around there thing.
Somewhere we started around there and came from there all the way to the present. We didn't talk about everything, but we talked about quite a bit of stuff from like how things were then, how they are now, you know, how better stuff has gotten, how worse they've gotten.
And how we trashed YouTube still somehow. Okay, I'm gonna say this, we trash YouTube like every time. Yeah. YouTube and anime is what we trash the most. We're just like, yeah, it's fine, you survive.
Look at us. Come on.
Talking about trashing YouTube, stay to the end.
That is going to be the last topic because what we're kind of doing the topic planning now. Surprise, it's planned. So we're kind of going from is like a nerd factor or geek factor, whatever you want to call it, all the way down to the trash factor of what we're going to just destroy. So.
Oh, you think this is good? Well, wait on this. Hold my beer.
Hold my beer. What's this?
I think we could actually, if anyone say, "Oh, this thing is so good," we're like, "Oh, wait, let me fix this for you, mate."
Okay, so.
Drink.
Wait, what?
I don't know. I'm reading my chat. By the way, don't. Okay. This Coke is amazing. And I don't tell you what kind of Coke.
I'm sad. Alright, I'll have to figure this out later. So for anyone watching, as of right now, watching us live, or actually later on, doesn't really matter. If you were watching the podcast on my end, the delays are different because my actual setup usually uses like a capture card sort of style. So what that basically means is that whenever we talk, it's going to be delayed like a little bit after you see the green circles pop up on our icons. Can't really do anything about that because I just tried and it told me, oh no, you can't put it up to that high of a delay. Like, really? It's less than a second. You can't do that?
Nope.
Stupid Streamlabs. Stupid OBS.
But yeah, should we actually start, or should we sit here for 20 minutes and randomly?
Well, we can start now. Just I was wanting to see if I could fix that. So okay, let's go with
State
the
of
first topic,
play,
which is-
the more notorious mentions we're gonna talk about. I think the first one was
I have my notes. No worries. I'm not only
was it
taking
Riverbond
notes.
that came first? Yeah, Riverbond is the
Nope.
first one,
Nope.
I think.
Nope. Nope. We didn't talk about it. Anyways,
Wasn't that you
Nice
want
job.
to
I'm
mention
at
the
21.
Never Riverbond
I
stuff?
mentioned it, but it wasn't the first thing. The first thing was technically Monster Hunter World Iceborne DLC.
Yeah, well,
That popped up in that. So-
that's just zone out, so I don't think we need to mention it. This comes out in like a...
Well, we'll keep going on about stuff. Just hold on a minute. I'm
Hold
planning
on.
this.
I'm
plan.
holding on something. I have
Yeah,
my
you do that.
PlayStation controller here. Steel black,
Don't know why.
really
that's
beautiful.
there. Doesn't really matter. So we're derailing right now, thanks to you. I had this whole discussion planned out, and you derailed it just by jumping straight into a topic.
2 minutes in.
Explain topics. The internet is not that smart, buddy.
Well, that took 2 minutes. I think it's a new record.
Right? So, for those who have no idea what State of Play is, it's PlayStation's like sort of way to announce like new games or DLC that's coming out.
Basically, if you know what
so
Nintendo Direct is, it's basically
that, yeah. Which
PlayStation's
even Xbox
version.
has their own thing called Inside Xbox, but they've had that for a while now. So PlayStation just now joined in the game of doing that. So they just have their little section there. Except in State of Play, they don't get interviews like unlike Inside Xbox. But anyway, yeah. So there's that. That's what it's about. And we have a lot of PS4 stuff just talked about. Which the first thing I mentioned, Monster Hunter World Iceborne, which haven't played the game, not yet. Somebody
but
thinks
with
I should.
this,
Then
okay, I'm gonna just
let
say
me
that with this DLC, it's like I want to buy it just for the DLC itself because
kinda
amazing.
Yeah, I mean, it does look kind of good because it's like Winter Wonderland over here with freaking winter stuff to face. See, this is how bad I am at describing things. I did just watch this. Like, I literally just watched the State of Play a little bit ago just so I could get a refresher.
Basically, same. I don't remember half of it.
I watched it for a refresher.
Just same. And
but-
what happens? Do you remember anything? No. Why should we remember?
I mean, I do. It just, I definitely know that they played the same part twice of where freaking woman there, which I don't know her name because, again, I haven't played the game. It's just like, what is that sound? Sounds like singing. Just like, okay. Like, okay. And apparently at the end, they were trying to show off some kind of like potion thing that the cat does now, where it heals you, I guess, which don't know if that's new. They made it look like it was. So yeah, maybe I want that DLC. Big Monster Hunter fan.
Comes
Yeah,
out
go check
96.
that out.
Comes out next month, the 9th, June the 9th.
Oh yeah. Didn't look at that.
Then it's the Riverbond.
Yeah, now we're on Riverbond, which is basically like a little dungeon crawler type of deal, which to me, I'm kind of into those.
Yeah,
I kind of do like little dungeon crawlers.
This one? No. I'm more waiting for the one that Minecraft is gonna make. Or when that was gonna come out, but...
Yeah, but it's Minecraft. They're slow at everything. They still haven't implemented a lot of things that people have been asking for, so, But, when it comes to Riverbond, like I said, I mean, it's nothing big. It's just a random indie game, which don't know why they put it on the State of Play, but sure, it's your thing.
More big.
Cool.
I think that's because they want. That's a thing I think was like that's a good thing to do. Is like make people notorious, notify people that these smaller games also is gonna come to this console. Not like all the big ones like Monster Hunter itself
Yeah.
and other stuff like that. Because bigger games, people will know about that already. But with like maybe not Monster Hunter itself because it's not as big, but it's like a big game. But yeah, stuff like that. The smaller stuff is more is. I feel like that's the thing with State of Play. Is the smaller stuff first. Like they don't mention too big of a game.
Yeah.
Hello.
Well, when it comes down to it, like I said, it does look pretty good. Obviously, I just noticed I kind of raised my voice there. So it does look kind of good in a way. A lot of like different aspects that look nice. A lot of crossover characters too, apparently. Like I did notice they had Raz from Psychonauts in. I'm like, ooh, that's cool. So they have that little deal. Apparently just looks like it had a couch co-op type of deal, which sure, I guess. Cool. That's great for in some cases, because PS4 does have share play. Just sucks if your friends are overseas. Swede.
Yeah.
He lives in Sweden.
Next.
So our latency would suck.
But before we're gonna continue to the next thing though, this is the days.
Well,
the can opening.
That's probably his thing on his side, so you're just gonna have to have that. It's just freaking yeah, I can.
I like how I was like, wait, but then I had issue actually opening the can. I was like, damn it, can.
Like, wait for it. It's just like wait for it. Okay, maybe wait a little bit longer.
Like wait, don't worry. So it's fixed. It's a hole in the can, but shh, don't tell anyone.
Yeah. So the real next thing on the list is actually just it was like a very short trailer, which I mean I don't really have much to talk about. It's a Predator game. Predator Hunting Grounds.
Oh god, no.
It did look okay. Look wise, I'm like, oh, this actually looks kind of nice. Then I don't know where it's just like, oh, Predator multiplayer shooter. I'm like,
and it's like the poor her. The thing is, it sounds like the new Hello Neighbor thing, Secret Neighbor, basically, and it's the other game, Dead by Daylight. No, not Dead by. Oh, yes, Dead by Daylight.
I don't think that's the type of deal they're going
for. It
for.
felt like that when they talked about it.
I mean, maybe, but in a way, I feel like it's more of a Evolve type of deal, or instead of like. I mean, yeah, it's basically in the sense of what you're talking about. You know, everybody goes against like the evil person, but I don't know. It kind of seems a little different. Yeah. So after that, there's really nothing much to say about it. It was literally like a 5 to 10 second trailer, so whatever.
Then a remake actually from Medieval,
which I've never heard of, by the way.
I actually think I played it on PlayStation. Not much, but
all I know is it's something about some evil guy. He did some stuff.
Isn't that what they always do? Some stuff?
Yeah, some evil guy did some stuff.
Oh,
some
interesting.
Game of Magic deal, I guess. I don't know, something like that. And I don't remember who you are exactly.
Yeah, you're the guy who tried to stop the bad guy but died.
Oh, that's how it works.
Yeah, he died, but
constantly because you're bad at video games.
but he doesn't want to give up. Basically, so it's like, yeah, no, F dying. I'm going back as a skeleton and kill him.
Nah. Imagine that. The story is like in the first 5 minutes of gameplay, it's like, oh yeah, I'm this cool like knight dude. I can do all this cool stuff. Oh no, I'm dead. Wait, that's it? What? Comes back as a skeleton. Like, well, that's just a cop out. Like every adult ever. Oh yeah.
Then was it?
I don't know. I mean,
oh,
apparently it's we'll talk about that. But I mean, apparently it's. I would guess if they're gonna remake it, I guess it was critically acclaimed or something. So, whatever. If there's an audience for it, that's cool. If anybody here currently wants to talk about it, you can post comments. By the way, that's the thing you could do for new people that's coming to the podcast. Him, I don't know how he reads. Me, I read the chat in a sense to when it's something related to what we're talking about. Like if we're talking about a topic and you have your own little comment about it, and I look over and it's like it's something relevant, I'll probably mention it. So that's a good way for me to actually talk to you in this instead of constantly reading the chat, because that's not a good way to do a podcast for me. I guess it's not my thing.
Yeah, I read it
he
only if
does
I'm probably gonna say hi.
The main thing we did was to say hi to hi because it's hi.
Hi. Hi.
You know, it's fine to note that's someone that we know inside people.
We know people.
The
next thing to the state of not state what's it called?
No, the next thing was away.
Oh, thank God!
One that was next.
The beautiful.
That actually did look really good.
I know. Like, I was like the first time I saw it, I was like,
I didn't know what
oh
it
my
was
God,
about.
I want this.
I was just. I didn't even know what it was about. I was just like, oh, dang, that looks like really good. I don't care what this is about. They could give me a walking simulator. I'm fine. Yes. But a survival simulator as a lemur?
I don't know.
Squirrel?
But
I don't know what it is. It's a
I don't care. I want the game.
But I like it.
Like, I don't care if it's like if the game is only 5 minutes gameplay. I want the game.
What it seems like is just that you're supposed, from what the person said, it's that you have to find shelter or something, like go across like in the wild, like find some kind of like shelter type of deal. And you know, there's like different predators and stuff, like snakes and spiders and all. And you can also eat dragonflies or moths or whatever, because you know,
the circle of life,
predator prey sort of deal. Yeah,
that's the circle of life.
I don't know how the hell that song goes, but so yeah, there's that, and I actually think that'd be pretty fun. It kind of looks nice. I always do like that, though. I have a normal PS4, so I'm not going to get the best out of it because I'm sure it's going to have some PS4 Pro stuff.
Yeah, you're going to have the HDR stuff and.
Oh god, I wish I had an HDR display. Like I really do. Little side note here. This is our real off-topic situation here. Just jumping into a little side topic, but I've mentioned it before. The new phone I have, I'm not trying to drop anything here, but I'm just saying in general that has HDR in it. I never had it before. Checked it out. I'm like, oh god, now I really want a TV that has this, and I want my consoles to be upgraded so I can get that. And I'm like, I really want it because I really like HDR.
He actually has a Nokia 3310. Is what it really has.
That's the most indestructible phone ever. No.
I mean, it would be way cooler to have a HDR screen. Who doesn't want a Nokia 3310 instead? The tank killer.
Phone or incredibly good video. Indestructible phone.
All day, any day. Friggin' destroy the tank
best
with
processor
it.
On possibly best processor on that Android market, or this is indestructible phone. Indestructible phone.
Snake or 1,000 games. Snake. On an indestructible phone.
Indestructible Snake. So now we don't have to hear it being yelled at the at a random point on the iDroid. Get it? No.
Yeah, oh, I'm getting tired. Yeah. You're too tired for this stuff.
I do think that the game will look great with HDR and stuff, so I'm sure that's what they're going to do with it. I believe they said it's an in-house game, so it's a first party. It's a first-party game they're doing. I don't know about that, but it's a PlayStation exclusive, I'd imagine.
Still, and apparently it's original.
Apparently original, yeah, which is.
I was like, is there something original in this days? Is there really?
I haven't seen many games where you are a lemur or flying squirrel going around trying to survive.
Have you played everything?
Good point. I mean, I've seen a lot of games where you try to survive, but that's it.
But if you play everything, it's like you are literally everything. And then it actually has a storyline.
About conkers, because conkers, you technically are a squirrel who can fly in a sense, or glide, but you know, it's a thing. That's a different story.
Well,
So
on to the boring part, the most boring of the whole state of play. The console thing they're gonna drop.
I don't really think it's boring in a sense, because
Yeah, for me it's like, why?
I'm a
Why?
collector.
Yeah, you're a collector. I'm a collector too, but this is like, why even do this? I mean,
It
if
depends
you
on
do,
what it is. If it's the normal PS4, I kind of don't see the point. But when it comes down to
if it's
like if it's a PS4 Pro and it's like that, I'm like,
or a
that might be
special
worth.
edition one that maybe is compatible with older game consoles.
Well,
That
I doubt that they're ever gonna do that. The only thing that's gonna happen is
maybe
something that's
PlayStation
gonna
1
get
if they feel
PS5,
nice.
like PS5 being able to play PS4 games. That's that. But when it comes down to it, we have the Days of Play, PS4, which still looks fine to me. I still think it looks kind of nice. So
I thought it was kind of boring.
I mean, I kind of like the other one better. What was it? It was like an anniversary one that they did. It looked like really good. I forgot what it was.
I
It was
feel
the
like they
last one they
always do like when it's an anniversary thing, they always do the good. Then when it's something else, like a special thing, special event that happened on once, like nah, here have something that looks like a standard console with some markings on it. No.
Okay, I just saw one PS4 looks like it looks like the PS1.
That one.
No.
That is a PS4 I
Yeah,
want.
that one looks kind of nice. Oh no, it was the 500 million PlayStation sold with that limited edition.
Oh.
So that looked actually kind of nice. But I do like the one that looks like a PS1. Oh my god, the controllers. Somebody give me that.
Someone is in love with a PlayStation 4.
I mean, it could be just a skin, which that's perfectly fine with me because I have the base PS4, or PS4 Slim. PS4 has 3 rungs. PS4 Slim has 2. So keep that in mind. So yeah. So that's basically our okay. One more little thing, which I will let you take over on that bit of topic.
Oh, I am so hyped for this. I don't get. Actually, I was really hyped for RDR2, but that was because I was a big fan of RDR1. But this, anyone who has been on my channel knows how much I love Final Fantasy. Like, that's my favorite franchise when it comes to. And seeing the remaster of 7, I was so freaking happy. I was like, oh my god. It was so amazing. I can't even. I heard people complain about, was it Barrett? Barrett? His name? Because I've not played 7 in a long time. But that black guy with a freaking gun arm. People complain about his voice apparently.
I'm more specific on that one.
Yeah. I don't remember his name, but yeah, people complain about his voice.
I only know 3 names.
Well, you have Cloud Strife, the main character. You have Tifa, the girl,
Tifa.
and then
is it Seraph, bad guy, or is that
Sephiroth? Sephiroth.
There we go. Then there's Aerith, who is someone in the 7th. Which, speaking of Aerith, here's another thing about the remake that a lot of people are oddly annoyed about. So, first of all, as we mentioned, that's the next thing they mentioned was Final Fantasy VII's getting a remake. So,
remaster. I think even remake.
It's a remake.
It says remaster.
Remaster would just be it said remake. A remaster would be that they just up the graphics in a sense, so they would just make it look better.
Well,
while remake is completely different way, because the old game was turn-based, while this one is JRPG style. So different story. Action JRPG, but yeah.
It says remastered. I promise you, it says remastered.
It says remake. It says remake.
I was just overhyped saying that. Also, for people that knows me, also well, you know how I love certain character, but Cloud looks so freaking adorable.
But
I'm not
what
kidding.
other
I
games?
have seen like a lot of characters. I mean, so he reminds me of Tidus from Final Fantasy X, my favorite Final Fantasy.
Don't play the series. I don't know these people are.
But you play My Little Pony.
Never.
But seriously, I'm so hyped for Final Fantasy X or Final Fantasy 7. I'm tired.
Good
and
save.
and I mean, I wouldn't mind them. I love when they do stuff like this. Not only when they do like remastering older game or remake them a lot. Not like sometimes no. Skyrim, stop. We don't need you on PlayStation 5 either. Just wait. Just you wait. Skyrim is gonna be on PlayStation 5.
I don't really see the point because the PS5 is going to be backwards compatible with PS4. So what's the use?
Better graphics. They're gonna be the super special edition.
Well, the very special edition is the Alexa version, so you got to be a little careful on your wording. I'm pretty sure the Ultra edition is the one on the ice, the ice maker in the fridge. Everybody remember that trailer?
Isn't that the cold edition?
Especially because you got man, was it key or pay? I never remember which one's which.
Whatever. I don't know how many jokes have they
sure
made into this now.
But to keep going on of what I was talking about with Aerith. So if no one knows who that is, it's well, I could just pull up a picture, but laziness. This is the part that isn't planned. So when it comes down to it, a lot of people are not happy with her design in a way, like people on like the Eastern fan base, because it's all, oh, she doesn't look childish enough, I guess, because like in the older graphics, obviously that was like everybody looked a little bit like a chibi character in a sense. That's kind of their style they were going with, and a lot of people are kind of upset because like, oh, that's not the same style now. I'm like, she is 22, man. Pretty sure that's what the game manual said back then, is that she's 22. She's supposed to have a little chibi childlike face.
Yeah, I'm sorry, it needs to be a child. She's 22.
I mean, maybe her voice is a little higher pitched than it needs to be, but that's okay. I can get over that. Except for Linkle. I can never get over that. Yeah, stop that kawaii crap and go down. Just freaking tone that down. Anyway, so basically it's just like so anyone right now listening live or whatever, just quickly like open up a new tab, search Final Fantasy VII Remake Aerith, which don't ask me how to spell that, but do that, and you'll basically see what I'm talking about of like the way she looks. But it's just like a long face, I guess.
Ooh, red. Ooh.
What? What'd you
Red
just do?
is a dog in Final Fantasy VII. It's one of the main characters you can have in party. I'm not kidding. He's really interesting because he can talk. He can talk.
Okay.
Eyes like dog. 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 Where's the dog? Hi, it's red. Okay. The dog.
To go back to what I was on about with Aerith, long face, smaller features. I don't know. Point is that people weren't really into it. The eyes were apparently not to people's standards, because in a way, with a Western audience, which I think that also counts Europe, but I don't really know because we were talking about Japan versus US in this case. But for us, that's kind of like, that's perfectly fine. Looks perfectly fine in that case. But they're like, no, it needs to be fixed. Like, don't tell a person to fix their art if it's perfectly fine as is. This isn't Sonic the movie. Don't just pull that crap out of nowhere.
What's wrong with Sonic?
Clearly the whole idea that, for one, this is going into another little bit. I keep saying that, I don't really need to. So, obviously, Sonic movie trailer bombed because of the Sonic design. They said they're going to go ahead and replace it. They're going to redo it. And now they just mentioned they're going to delay it to February of next year. I think it was February. But delay it to that bit.
I think February 14th,
and that makes sense.
if I'm correct.
Yeah, I think it's a Valentine's thing. So basically, they're just going to delay it. Good. So now we won't get overworked people.
I still don't trust them.
Delays are better than that bit. We'll see. So, to get back to the Final Fantasy bit, yeah. Why are you guys hating on a character's design when it looks perfectly fine to me?
I mean,
looks perfectly fine.
If you're gonna hate on everything, like, then if anyone have seen Detective Pikachu, that doesn't have either look that good, but people doesn't hate on that. But
I think it looks pretty good to me. That's basically how Pokemon should look in real life. They should look kind of furry, not a freaking naked mole rat.
Well, not that much of fur.
Then again, Pikachu is a mole rat, so.
He's a mouse.
It was a joke.
Yeah, but mouse doesn't even have that. Their fur doesn't look that much. I have had we have had rats
and rats in here before. I could send you a picture of one that fell into a toilet. Don't ask me how the hell it got in the toilet, but it did.
But I have had rats in real life.
Yeah, everybody wants that picture. I'll upload and show you. But to go back to the point here, yeah, take the pictures. That's fine.
I don't care about.
What was the counterpoint I was going on before?
I don't know.
There's a point I was going on before that, before you reversed it.
About don't change someone's.
This is why I need chat to be up to date on what I'm talking about.
Don't change someone that is already perfect.
Sure, I guess. I mean, that was basically what I was going with, but I had a side point to it. I don't know. So just don't change the thing. It's perfectly fine. And another thing I was going to note is that, yes, I haven't played. Okay, I played a little bit of Final Fantasy 3, I think, because it's on the SNES Classic, or whatever one was on that one. I don't remember. But I mean, I'm not too big of a RPG turn-based system fan. Like, I'm not too big on that. There's only certain games I'm okay with. Like, let's say, Pokemon or something, I guess. Whatever, it's fine. But some in that case, it's not my style. I don't really know too much on it. I know they did switch over to like the JRPG, like action type of deal. I know they did switch into that. I just never really paid attention because I'm like, why go into the later games when I'd miss out the story on the early games? It's me. It's what I do. So, yeah. I might get into it later on, though.
What?
Just because I looked at the gameplay and I'm like, I do kind of like the story of Final Fantasy VII. So, might be interested in it.
The story in 7 is good. I have not completed the full story because I don't know what to do, and I grew tired of just running around not knowing what.
I'll be honest, the main reason why I know the story would probably be because I obviously it's not accurate, but TFS's Final Fantasy VII Machine Abridged kind of got me into the story a little bit to where I looked it up on my own a little bit. So I'm like, that's not a bad story. So, might have to go with a remake at some point.
Yeah.
That's that game. It's cool.
Yeah.
It's cool. So,
anyone wanna put any notes first between we switch topics? So, if anyone has anything to say?
Yeah. Anybody got anything to say? Hi on Swede Stream? Got anything? Or anyone else on Swede Stream for that matter, if anyone else is there.
Is anyone here? Do you see me? Do you hear me? Do you know what year it is?
Right. And anybody on my side, if anyone's still here, if you got any notes on any of the stuff we've said, in a sense. I thought you were leaving, Tank. I did notice you said that. Okay. Anybody who's, who basically has any notes to say on the sense, go ahead and say now. Good. Getting a chat talk here. It's the slowest part of the podcast where we just take a pacing difference.
Yeah. I'm just gonna.
We're into the topic. We're talking. We're off topic. Caused a branch. Now we're back on and drop.
And now we're done with that topic. We're gonna make a thing and just refreshing what we were gonna do also. So that's fine. Don't judge me. Judge the cat. Judge. Don't wait. I'm the cat. Wait. I'm always judging the cat. And I am the cat.
Don't judge the cat. according to you, you are part cat, so that wouldn't be the best of ideas.
Don't judge me. It was Nexus. Always blame Nexus. Even when he's not here, always blame him.
Blame Nexus. Hashtag blame Nexus. There are 3 people who subscribe to that one. That'd be Swede, Architect, and True. All 3 of those subscribe to that notion. Probably even Tank. He probably does that too. Blame Nexus, always. I guess since we got no notes on my side, got any on yours?
No, except that I loves Red from Final Fantasy 7.
You kind of cut out there, what?
High loves Red from Final Fantasy 7.
Oh, cool. I don't know anything about that, so. Anyway. So here we are. Let's go on to our next topic, which shift change from PlayStation over to Xbox.
Yeah, well, he's gonna have to talk with that more than what I can because I don't much. I don't know much. I have the thing.
Out. I don't.
Yeah, I just said I don't know much. It's the internet. You're lagging out for me too a lot. You were like fine in the beginning, then when we come to the middle,
this is why. Kids, this is why. Try to find people who are closer.
What the fuck is happening?
Do it anyway because it's us two. What?
Oh god, you cut out when you talked.
Yeah, I told you that. It's your end. It's not my end because mine's perfectly fine. I'm on full bar.
Same.
Then Discord is losing on the. Okay, now it just went down one.
And you disappear again.
PlayStation to Xbox. All good. And we're going to be talking basically just the new blog post that went with Project X Cloud, which, if nobody knows what that is, it's just Xbox's way to say, hey, you don't have to be limited to playing your games on the console. You don't have to buy the console. You can get on any device, like PC or your phone or something like that, which PlayStation actually just recently signed a deal with them, so maybe Xbox on PS4 or PS5, maybe. That's a possibility.
Don't make funny jokes, okay? Don't make funny jokes.
I'm not making a joke, I'm serious.
Yeah, but PS5, PlayStation actually working with someone?
They are, though.
Well, how did that go in the past when Sony worked with someone?
Deal. PlayStation's a little bummed, but whatever. That kind of happened. So, see you think. So yeah, when it comes down to it with this, I'm trying to open the temp so I can get the exact numbers. I know what I'm going to talk about. It's just the numbers. Numbers, Mason.
It's ending.
What?
What?
I don't even know what you're on about. I made a freaking Black Ops reference and you go off with that. Like, okay.
What? The world is ending.
Had nothing to go with. Okay. So basically, random thing to go off on is that what they're using with Project X Cloud is basically like a server type or cloud-based system called Microsoft Azure, which, okay, good for you on names. So there's that.
I mean, we do have Xbox SAD.
Yeah, we do have Xbox SAD. You know. For anyone who doesn't know what that is, it's for some reason you've been living under a meme rock. Xbox One S, all digital edition, so Xbox SAD edition. So,
do they like really ever care about making good names, or are they like, we're gonna make this amazing name,
good name,
and then we change the name.
Scorpio, and that was the Xbox One X's first name, Project Scorpio. It's like, oh, that sounds kind of awesome. And then it's like, oh, we're going to call it the X. And a little hint there is, oh, yeah, because if you put it all together, Xbox One X, put it in a freaking acronym, Xbox. Yay. Good job. You made a pun.
I know my cash.
Back to xCloud. So basically, they basically had their Microsoft employees, whoever worked there in the Xbox studio, had them take home the system so they could actually test it. A little in-house testing. So they do that to test, and apparently at the moment you can actually stream more than 3,500 games on it, which that is kind of impressive. 3,500 at the moment, because the way their system works in a sense is so any person who makes a game, the developers, whoever they make the game, they just have to do it for the Xbox. That's it. They just make it for that, post it, done. And then they just have to say, hey, put it on xCloud. Good to go. Don't have to do anything else. So if a lot of people would demand, like, hey, put this game on there. Done.
Yeah. It's gonna be interesting.
Basically makes it a lot easier, which I kind of like what comment someone put, which I think was on Twitter, I think. But someone put something like saying, like, oh, Xbox and I don't know, kind of scared of Google now. I'm like, no, no, they have no reason to be. I don't think Stadia is going to be that great. Honestly, I feel like Stadia is just meh, whatever. You're making your own cloud-based system. Woohoo. You might have good servers, but that's about it. I mean, Microsoft is probably going to have good servers too, depending.
Yeah, I think
Google
even better than Google. So
Google apparently owns the internet because everything is turning into Chromium browsers. For anyone who doesn't know, it's just like that's Chrome. It's Google's thing. Chromium is just so people can make browsers with it. So they basically have everything. Even Microsoft's new Edge browser is turning into Chromium. So yay! Google's gonna own the internet. Yay for us.
Well, as long as we don't get the YouTube CEO as the leader of Google, we're fine.
Yeah, Susan, stay away. Stay away.
Just back away. Back away. Just stay back.
I don't know how to say your last name, but
no one does really.
Stay out of that position.
They're like pretending.
What? I'm just gonna sound like a jerk. Oh, I trash YouTube all the time.
You trash it already, so I think you can go past that. Yeah, I'm gonna sound like a jerk. Like, trash her is fine, but say her name wrong. That's too far, man.
Too wrong. So, basically, the last thing to mention is, two things to mention is that right now they're working on 1,900 games. Like 1,900 games right now are being developed or are now being developed for Xbox One, which will automatically be put in. So, imagine that working. What else we got? And they basically have an API called X Streaming, which is supposed to make it for, say, your phone. Just basically changes the font sizes in a sense. It's like, oh, you're on your phone, so text is going to be like bigger, I guess, kind of better for you. So you don't freaking look at the screen like looking, the old grandma meme thing where it's like she has the glasses on staring at the phone like, what? So you got that. Don't have to worry about it.
Are you going to be able to play games on your phone, you mean?
I mean, yeah, that's what it is. That's what
I'm just
gonna do.
thinking about like playing Rainbow Six Siege or something on your phone.
Technically, you already can, but
But yeah, like there is with the same thing you do on a normal Xbox, but with a phone, it's gonna go terrible.
I gotta say though, I'd really like to see how like the first-party games just work in that sense, because it's supposed to also have touchscreen controls from all the screenshots and videos. So touchscreen control, you don't have to plug in a controller. I mean, it's better if you do, obviously, but you can have touchscreen controls for like. That'd be kind of nice. Maybe. I don't know. We'll hear more about it when it comes to E3. Hopefully, don't skimp out on us, Microsoft or PlayStation, with any of your new stuff. Don't freaking skimp out.
Well, they will.
You can do it. Will they though? Will they though?
With PlayStation, you never know.
I probably should have waited.
What?
I probably should have waited on switching gears, because now I have to switch gears straight back to PlayStation, because this is one thing I completely forgot about when I was putting in the planning thing. And I'm like, oh yeah, you literally mentioned not even like 5 minutes before that, but I didn't even bring it back up. So PlayStation Productions, anyway, is basically like the movie side of PlayStation, and they're gonna apparently take a Marvel Studios approach to the games, like movie stuff.
Oh yeah. You didn't even add that to the list.
I mean, it's on the topics list, but it's not actually in the like in order list. I didn't think about it, but
I mentioned it, and then you're like, State of Play, xCloud, next thing. You skip
like, yeah.
planning, guys. We plan, and it goes.
Oh my god. I literally just opened up the place, and they're like, "No, turn off your ad blocker." Da 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 da. Like, I don't care.
Well, I kind of remember what I read. If I don't, remind me.
I'm trying to right now, but it's freaking.
Or we take it up some
annoying.
other time if you have issue.
Yeah, I mean, I'm just gonna talk about what I'm gonna imagine before read the article because I won't be a jerk. So, actually, you know, I might be able to pull it up on my phone. You keep talking about whatever. Just go for it.
What?
I don't care what. That's it. You can talk about whatever. Go for it.
So back in my.
Yeah, let's not do that. Okay, you know, I already have the thing open on my phone. It took longer than it took there. So, all right, let's see what we get. Okay, PlayStation production is for movies or TV shows. So that's that.
Yes.
Let's see. Oh, that's what it's going to be. Right, that actually makes better sense. So usually how, let's say, what studios usually do, or game stuff, like let's say obviously PlayStation, Nintendo, or whatever, they'll license out their IP to other studios to actually do it for them, which 9 times out of 10, that kind of destroys the idea. Like let's say, for example, Sega licensed out Sonic to Paramount. Look where that got them. Just kidding. But you got that. And now we have PlayStation. They're like, you know what? We'll just make our own. It's a lot easier. Just cut out the middleman. We got this. Which they're not wrong, because they can make freaking awesome cutscenes. Like let's say in the newer Uncharted or
The Last of Us.
Or in Last of Us, yeah, just like very beautiful cutscenes and all that kind of stuff. If they could do all that, they could perfectly handle.
In general,
you know,
Sony making a movie. I think, to be honest, mostly I don't have played everything. Most games I played that is PlayStation exclusives are amazing because often they are the producers of those games, and it makes it so amazing because they care about the gameplay instead of just rushing the game and just like, oh, it didn't turn that good. Like some company does that. They don't care too much about the cutscenes. But I say the cutscenes can be very important unless you do it like 20 minutes long cutscene in the beginning of a game.
Yeah. I mean, basically, it's just, and then of course you have like with, I noticed this more with like Sony first party games. Like that's one of the reasons why I kind of see leaning towards those sometimes, especially last year's like exclusives. While I'm like, yeah, like PlayStation's better than Xbox's at this point because they kind of reel me into that little bit, especially when it comes down to just whatever the word is, you know, basically where you're in a cutscene and it is like looking all good, like as if it's like rendered in game, which most of the time it is. You have that, and then it just immediately switches over to gameplay. No loading screen, no like fade to black back in, and it's just like from cutscene straight to gameplay. I'm like, okay, that is amazing. I don't see a lot of Xbox games doing that. They need to.
It depends.
And you can imagine.
Yeah. Well, it depends also on what kind of situation. Like sometimes I can hate when they do that. That they don't do the fading. Like you have to have a loading screen sometimes because sometimes you just get pushed into a fight without even doing anything. You're like, why?
I mean, for me, I usually focused on the game. You know, I don't really focus on anything else when I'm playing it, so it doesn't really bother me at all. And besides, I have 2 hands. It's not like I could take a drink and be like, oh, I can't touch the controller at this moment. Yeah, I'm looking at you. I was a little bit in the watching kind of right there when you were playing play. Didn't move because you were like taking a drink or something.
No, I think I was typing on the PC.
Okay, then there's that. And you just like completely weren't paying attention. It's like, oh, I'm in a running scene. Great. Died. Okay. So basically there's that, and I feel like PlayStation would do good as their own like production studio, which that's basically what they mean by taking the Marvel Studios approach. Is just they're gonna do it themselves, not license it to other people. Good call. That's definitely what you should do. And apparently there's already adaptations being worked on, which I didn't see.
I hope they make a The Last of Us.
That'd be good. I would love an Uncharted movie because they made it like that fan film. I don't know if you watched it, but there was like a fan film with Nathan Fillion. Really good, and he makes a really good Nathan Drake too.
And I don't care if they do a live action version or an animated version. I just want to see The Last of Us movie. Like,
I mean, I don't know. I just feel like if they actually did like an Uncharted movie, like a full-length film, like that would be good. I definitely think that'd be good, and they should still get Nathan Fillion back. Like, hey, you did good in this fan film. Come over here to us. Come to the actual side. So, yeah. It's okay. That's basically that little bit of news. Where in the world is... I'll get it later.
I don't know.
Now, to get into a bit of a trashy topic for me. Just for me. Because apparently people are on the opposite side of the story, which annoys me.
Are you on the other side of the store?
Kind of a lot. Other side of the... Well, I mean, in this case, yes.
I don't even know what we are talking about. I heard store was up. We're on the other side of the store.
On the next thing on the list.
Oh yeah, Epic Store. I don't know. You're the guy who knows stuff. Should I know stuff?
You have it. I sent it to you.
Well, do you think I read?
Clearly not. So, anyway. The next topic is obviously something that's been on our topics list for a while, but I just never really wanted to bring it up because we had other stuff to go for. This seems like a good moment to go for it.
Also because we are running out of ideas, really. That's the main point.
There's not a lot of stuff going around, which is fun to talk about. So, this has been a thing for a while now, the Epic Game Store. So everyone knows that a few months ago or whatever, I don't know, basically the Epic Game Store trends went from their first party games only to a third party store like Steam, for example. So and a lot of people just go off with oh, it's not good enough, it's not as good as Steam, so I don't like it. Yeah, it's not gonna be as good as Steam. It's a freaking already going. And I've had people already tell me, oh, they rushed the launch so they don't have good features. Maybe they rushed it, but that doesn't mean it's not gonna have good features right then and out. That doesn't just immediately assume.
Yeah, and then should we point out I think the main issue with Epic Store is it's not that they against actually the store itself back then. It was more the game, the biggest game they had. There was so much people against the Fortnite back then, and still pretty much are.
I think that's the problem. I mean, that's not really a problem in the sense.
If you know people enough that I do, you should know that sometimes even the smallest thing defines the whole company, even if it is only a small portion of a company.
Yeah, that's not really the point there. The real deal at this point is that they kind of threw me off track. Thank you again. So, I mean, the main real deal that people are annoyed about, there's this chart out there right now, which I don't have the picture of or anything. I'd go look it up and put it on, but forget it, I'm just going to talk about it. So they just have a bunch of different features that, Steam has, Epic doesn't, because people are petty like that. Just oh, Steam has all these features, why doesn't Epic? This makes Epic terrible. I don't want the launcher. Who cares? There's a lot of stuff on there, like inventory trading and I don't know, big picture mode, all this other stuff. And I'm You don't need that to play a game. It's just little bonus extras. Who cares? Then you got other stuff that makes sense. Like I can get some people in this case regional pricing. That makes sense. Epic Store doesn't have that, and because of that, it makes it harder to actually buy a game. Because in this sense, like for what would be $60 for us in the U.S., you have translated from your currency to our currency, it would be like $90 maybe or $80 to buy a game in that case for say you in this sense.
Sometimes we even have cheaper products than you guys have for the same same product can be cheaper in Europe even though it's the same product. Because I remember another friend of ours but I bought a DLC like 2 days ago to him because he wanted it, and I said I'm gonna do it for you because I'm nice. And he said it cost $7 in the States, and I was like, but when I checked here, and the pricing isn't that much. It's like 0.2 cents or something differential in market, and it was like $6 or €6 in Europe. And I was like, wow, that's not a big difference. Because they're not.
Yeah, that's kind of how it is. Honestly, it's like $1 more for like in conversion between ours and euro.
Yeah, and for me it was like a earning.
It's not too much.
Thank you, Europe, for being
exactly
dumb.
$1, but it's close. So, yeah. So in a sense, like I can get that original pricing, but then you have other stuff. I also get like no user reviews, so you have to like look up on some other site to be like, oh hey, how good's the game, or is it bad? So that I can kind of get in a way. And then there's other stuff I don't really care about. Then people are like, oh, mod support. Like, if you scroll down good enough, there are mod tools for every game that it supports mods. Just scroll down, go get it. You got your mod tools. You can find some other way to share your mods. You don't necessarily need an inbuilt mod thing. Yeah, it makes it easier, but you need to stop being lazy. Just do stuff on your own.
People.
And then another person has told me that the overlay was their reason because, like, oh, which in a way I kind of get, I guess. It's just like, they're trying to save on frames, trying to get like better performance. So like with Steam, you can like, do Shift Tab to their overlay and they have like a built-in web browser. And, it helps them in that case when they need a browser, I guess. And then you have Epic, which doesn't have anything like that. So they're like, oh, that's the reason why I don't like it. Like, it's kind of a petty reason, don't you think?
Well, I feel like if you don't dislike something for a lot of stuff, well, for me, okay. I could give pro thing for Epic Store that rarely happens on Steam. They have a free game every 2 weeks. Steam doesn't do that.
I think for this sale, during the sale right now, they changed it to every 1 week. So every week they're giving it away, which I don't know if that is how it is, but yeah, like during this sale that they're having, which is their first big store sale. So, they're doing that. And I think they changed it to every 1 week you get a free game. Like, that's cool. And you don't need any membership type of deal, like let's say Xbox or PlayStation, like you need their memberships to get free games. This is just, you have the launcher, you got your free game.
Yeah.
Good to go.
Who's
going to argue against free games?
Steam doesn't even do that.
Plus, there's the other deal, which I don't remember Steam's numbers, but I kind of remember Epic's, to where developers, if you wanted to make a game and put it on their store, I think Steam is like 60-40 or maybe 70-30, but it's like that percentage where you have to give that big of a chunk to them, while Epic is like 88-22 or something like that. It's just like it's a lower percentage. That's why a lot of people want to go to Epic, because the developers don't have to give so much of the revenue over to the person that they're.
Epic already earned so much money, so they're like, yeah, here you have. Steam is just, they're greedy. Yeah, you see, there's a lot of pros to both sides. There's also cons to both sides. That's always going to be an issue. If you only go on the cons for one side, you don't see the cons on your side. That's the issue with people sometimes. Like, they watch one side and be like, oh, that's bad. Everything is bad. Then you go to what they like and you're like, but that stuff is bad. Yeah, but all this stuff is so good. Like, But you complain about their side, but you don't mention your own faults. That is.
Then you got.
Yes, you were gonna say
that? No, I was saying if you were gonna add anything else to that, but then you got the other deal, which is just like really annoying to me because they don't see it. You have where they're like, oh, then it has the Chicom spyware. It's like, oh, it sells your data to third parties. I'm like, Steam does that too. It's even in their licensing agreement. You don't read that. You don't read their terms and conditions, do you? They sell your info.
Yeah, same thing.
They give it out to third parties. That's what happens.
I love how people on Discord got so afraid when they discover that Discord is selling information. I'm like, you read?
Like, do you read these agreements that you sign when making an account?
It's like in the bottom of the. Yeah, of course, it's in the bottom. Okay, fine. You maybe don't read the whole. You maybe read a few lines. Fine. But it's there. You can't go and be like, oh, they do this. Like, yes, they do that because they have to give away your information for their third party stuff.
Pretty much.
That's why.
If you don't like that, then become a hermit. Turn off your internet. Forget it. You don't have to ever give anything up again.
Well,
and of course, everyone can go with the whole VPN thing, but that only helps with people going into your internet. While it's just like when you make an account that's freely available, and like, oh, I can make a password and no one's gonna know. Like, the people who made the website are gonna know. They know your password. They could look at it right now if they wanted to.
Yeah.
And a lot of them actually get an email when you actually get.
Oh, do you remember old days when you actually they sent you an email instead of you have to reset your password? They actually sent you the email with the password you had.
Yeah, that was lovely. Yeah, and then you got which in some cases I do still kind of like that when it shows that, because it's like, oh, you pressed forgot password, they send you that. It's like, now I don't have to reset. Makes it nice. Some cases.
Sometimes
you got
it's
the
like
other ones where it's like, oh, hey, I'm pretending to be this website. Oh, hey, this is Facebook, or hey, this is PayPal, and like, oh, log into your account to do this. It's like, okay, cool, log into it. You just emailed a scammer your information, and now your account's taken. Good job.
Well, I never press it because I'm like, yeah, fine. You wanna hack my Facebook? Go on ahead.
Well, then they get other info if it's any bit the same. So
that's why I don't hide myself, because I'm like, yeah, if you wanna hack me, fine. You're not gonna earn anything about doing it. It's like the worst idea ever.
Yeah, I'm in the red. Okay, never mind. I was about to say I'm in the red right now if I will be robotic. But when it comes down to it, yeah, just a lot of people are hateful when it comes to Epic and like throwing it out, just boycotting the whole thing. And I'm like, look at this. If you could play the game, if you could play your game, buy it, install it, download, just install it and it works all fine. You can play it, it's perfectly fine. Who cares? Who even cares? And then you got other services that are coming out, like let's say GeForce Now, and then Stadia, and then everything else, Shadow. So if you have all that kind of stuff, like if you can get access to one of those, well, look at that. You don't have to worry about anybody spying on your computer or whatever if that's your problem, because then
actually you have to anyways. There's always gonna be spies on you.
Well, I know, but I'm talking about from Epic themselves. Like, I don't want to install the launcher. Like, good for you. You have these other services that make sure you don't have to. So good game. Then there's the other people like, oh, we don't have good internet, so offline mode kind of is, we don't like that. It doesn't have it. Like, for one, they're working on offline mode. They are working on that. It's kind of there right now, but it's not fully functional, so it's not going to work right. But they're working on it. So take a chill pill. You'll be good.
No,
that's an old saying.
I will not be. Will never be.
But it just do that, because seriously, it's not that big of a deal. A lot of people are like, oh, a lot of people don't have much good internet. I'm like, have you seen the world? There's like a gigantic chunk of the US right now that has like fiber optics, which is God internet. Then you have people in Europe, which again, God internet. And then you have people in Australia with potato internet.
Yeah, I like
Sorry, Australians.
like one of the greatest countries in the world is like, but we can't have internet.
Like great country, good tourist spots, like good food, all this stuff. How's your internet? Good. Yeah.
Just don't watch anything in 720p, okay?
Yeah, don't. That's 480. That's the yes, there's all that. And yeah, that's basically about Epic. I mean, there's not much I could say other than people are being petty. They're just like, I want all these features that Steam has.
Well,
like, you don't need them. Just you want to play the game,
petty.
you get your game. And then there's the other people that's like, oh, I don't like my games being separated on launchers. Like, I got some news for you. Number one, get over it. It's a
Please
PC.
benefit
You're
fodder.
gonna have different stuff. Not what benefit fodder. That's horrible. So it's a PC. You got different platforms. It's had that for a while now, like Steam, Blizzard, Origin, Uplay. It's had this for a while now. No one's complaining. Then Epic comes out. It's like, I don't want to do that. Like, you have other platforms already there. You've been using for a while. What's wrong with you?
Because it's
Here's
Overwatch,
your good
okay?
news.
But I need all those kills with Tracer.
Yeah. And then I have your news for you. First of all, off-topic news, my freaking dog just jumped in my lap and she thinks I'm talking to her. Like,
Eat
no,
her.
No,
Eat the dog. No, wait, don't eat.
I'm not.
dog.
This isn't China.
That's
Joking.
not my issue.
I'm joking.
This seems like my issue.
I'm joking. I think there's actually a partial percent of my audience that is from China, so my bad. Anyway.
If you're offended, don't worry. We are offensive. That's what we do.
Yeah. But also, I have a good news for you. This is an email I got recently, which I'm sure anyone who else like has a GOG account, GOG, if you have one, their Galaxy client, the 2.0 version, is getting a built-in thing where you can have different platforms all in one. So use the GOG one, and then you have all your games from different platforms set into one launcher. Good for you. Still need to have the platforms installed, like the launchers from each one installed, like Steam and all that. Have them installed, but you still have all your games set into one little place. So there you go. Yeah.
See, and then, but we need to complain about the Epic Store. It doesn't have that though. They don't have that. You need to complain now.
Like, what an Epic big bad. Like, I'd use it then. Well, screw you. No one cares what you think. This is the internet. Your opinions are stomped on the moment you post about it.
It doesn't matter which side you are on, though. In this case, it's gonna be like your opinion is wrong, but your opinion is wrong because I said so.
That should be the title of this episode. Your opinion is wrong.
Perfect. That's what I'm gonna title my YouTube video. Your opinion is wrong.
Yeah. So overall, about the Epic Store, I find it perfectly fine. And no, I'm not just saying that because of like, oh hey, whatever. I'm a freaking creator. I'm an Epic creator. Not saying that. I could care less. I mean, cool.
Well,
fine, I'm saying I'm not biased.
Streamer on Twitch. I don't earn anything. The thing is,
exactly. We stream on Twitch. We upload videos to YouTube and stream to YouTube too.
And if you have seen our past podcast, we have trashed YouTube so freaking much.
Oh, and don't worry. If you want to see some more YouTube trashing, give it a few minutes. We'll be there. Yeah, we'll get to that. So then we get some. Yeah, just stop trashing Epic Store. You'll be fine. I'm not trying to be biased or take up for somebody that
Can I trash Epic Store? Am I allowed to trash Epic Store?
No. You can trash some. Oh, okay, look, I'm not gonna say like people are trashing or being stupid in a sense because you're all entitled to your own opinion. You can do whatever. That's
yes.
Whatever. Have your freaking opinions. I'm gonna stomp on them anyway, but have your opinion. So you got that. I'm not actually gonna stomp on your opinion. You can have it. Whatever. It's just the point that you don't have to be so negative about it from what you've heard or what you see on a stupid graph or whatever, or because it's new. It's new. and it's not like your old stuff, so you're hateful. Like,
yeah, that's also a thing. Like,
to be
if a new that's an irritating thing in today's society is, oh, a new game coming out. Yeah, but it's not good because it's online only. Like, well, that's the issue. Yeah, it's not gonna be good because of the online only modes. Today's just, and people are gonna complain about that. But when they release a game that has a story mode, they're like, yeah, it's bad. Like, what the fuck do you want?
I don't know. And then you got, of course, like, I want to cut back to the game we're talking about before, freaking Final Fantasy VII Remake. You don't know if that's going to launch out with bugs on day one. More than likely, it will.
Yeah.
And of course, no one's going to like throw it away or anything because it's a very beloved game. But let's say, I don't know, I'm going to bring it up just because it's the only game I can think of right now that had really bad, or no, I know a few examples. Halo Master Chief Collection, Call of Duty Advanced Warfare. I think even Infinite Warfare and World War II had issues. There's some PS4 games too. I think Horizon Zero Dawn had some issues too. Anthem still has issues, but basically,
Skyrim.
Skyrim, yes. So, people running into game-breaking issues, and immediately they're just like, I don't like this game. It's broken. I hate it. And they'll never go back to it. Even if they see news like, oh, hey, the game's been fixed, and they see videos of it working properly, I'm not going back to it. It was terrible when I got it, like, because it was broken at the time, but it's good now. So everyone with Epic, in this example, is that
yes, it's broken like right now, but if you wait.
Yeah, it's just the point that if it's not as good for you right now, it doesn't mean it's never going to get better. It's going to get better. Just give it a chance. And I know a lot of people are also mad because of the exclusive thing, where it's like, oh, they're like, oh, hey, it'll be on Steam like months ago, and then like, you know, the next, like right there next to launch, like, oh, now it's Epic exclusive. That can happen. It's called business.
Yeah,
that's how business
and
works.
In general, Steam purged their whole thing once, not a long time ago, and that makes it like Epic Store exclusive because Steam didn't want the game anymore. They purged it because they didn't want. I think it wasn't some company they worked that was releasing games that was purged basically. It was some company, I think.
Actually, no.
I think they purged the specific companies because and all their games. So yeah, and Epic Store happens to have those games. What? You know what? And then maybe you can buy the games on GOG, but hey, GOG has a lot of games on it. But they're a side thing.
Then, well, it's a DRM free thing, which is always nice. But then you have, when it comes down to whatever it is, back to the exclusive thing, is that people are so mad about it because like, oh, Epic is like taking away all these games. Like, I hate Epic because it's exclusive there. And I'm like, so two things about this. One, you're basically hating on consoles too, because like, oh, the games are exclusive on this one console. It's not on my console. Oh, I want Halo on PS4. Oh, I want Uncharted on that Xbox. Like, cool story. It's called business. Get over it. And then you have the other bit where it's just like, that's the developer's decision. If they want to switch from Steam to Epic because of the better revenue and like the better community in it, not the toxic piece we're talking about, like the actual people who care about it, that's fine. Perfectly okay. A developer can do that last minute if they want to. It is their decision to do. So if you want to hate anybody, hate the developer. Don't hate Epic because it's not their decision. They just bring up the idea like, hey, you can come here if you want. Be a part of us.
Yeah.
One of us.
One of us.
So, I mean, yeah, there's probably some exclusive contract they're going with, but
that
honestly,
always gonna exist. Anything like Steam has their own also, probably that you can't get anywhere. Also,
Steam has exclusive. Origin has exclusives. Like before, Battlefield used to come to Steam, and now it's Origin only. And same thing with Uplay titles. A lot of stuff are going Uplay only.
And Blizzard doesn't. I think either release.
Blizzard does that too, because now Call of Duty titles are going Blizzard only, in a sense. And also, Destiny,
at least like the Division games does go.
Everything's Activision. Activision creates COD on everything.
Oh, Oh yeah,
Yeah,
they are.
that's the main studio. It just like branches in the studio that create the different
Activision
games.
is the publisher. Well, the British are. What
that's
is it?
because Activision bought out Blizzard, so now it's Activision Blizzard or Blizzard Activision. I don't know how to say it, but yeah, it's their thing now. So anything Activision makes or produces, they can just throw it into Blizzard, and that'd be that. So in this sense, yeah, exclusives have been a thing for a while on PC. So
Console
don't
has
trash
also
Epic just
been a
because it
long time.
happens.
Also, people forget that
Yeah,
PlayStation has had like the old Spider-Man games, like Spider-Man 2 on PlayStation 2. That I think was exclusive for its time. It is
I mean,
because
sometimes they did have like the GameCube and Xbox like bits too, but some of the
that
more other ones were more PlayStation exclusive. I think what are they called? I don't remember the freaking director's name. I keep forgetting his name, but the Tobey Maguire ones, like those games themselves. I think 2 actually was a GameCube and Xbox title as well, but 1 I think was a PlayStation only. Don't quote me on that. I don't know. 3 I don't remember being on anything else except for PlayStation and Nintendo devices. I don't remember it being on anything else.
and talk about the exclusives. Nintendo, they're like experts at doing exclusives.
Oh yeah, they are.
Zelda,
Heck, even
Mario,
especially.
that's the two.
I
What
still
else?
want them to make PC ports. They can do it. It's not hard. They're moving into mobile now. They're moving into mobile games. Like right now, Mario Kart Tour, the closed beta's on right now. But, that can't be talked about because it has an NDA on it. But it's the point that they are making games for mobile now, so they can easily port games to PC. It's an open platform for anything. So Nintendo, get on it. Hire some of these UE like Unreal Engine guys who are making that and make a really good looking Zelda game later in life or something. Or a really good Mario game, just like incredibly good.
Or just remaster something you had in the old days and make to better quality and everything. Stuff like that also.
Make a console that can actually support good stuff. Because yes, Switch is obviously very good, but especially in portable mode, you're not going to get much time out of it. It's like 2 hours or an hour of battery life if you have a really good looking game. So
I don't know. I've heard different stories about that. It's sometimes it's like
it
yeah,
depends
it's
on what you got. I think like Zelda is like 2 to 3 hours, and Doom, like 2016 version, which much lower quality on Switch, still takes quite a bit of power. So yeah,
I don't know.
But that's basically the end of that topic, the full one, Epic, because I've said all I could.
Yeah, I feel like we
good
trashed both sides right now. Anyways, somehow.
Yeah.
Somehow I feel like
we trashed everything on that, but
we gotta defend Epic. In that way, like trash both sides.
we're defending Epic. Now we're trashing Epic a tiny bit. Now we're trashing the developers a little bit. Now we're trashing other consoles that have nothing to do with Epic.
Like
the only thing that had any type of sense to it was the Unreal Engine, and that's something that Epic creates. But that was it. That's the only thing that was mentioned. That was a part of it.
We're so good at doing trashing stuff, even though we don't mean to trash it.
It's too bad we couldn't call this the off-topic podcast because that's already taken. That's actually a very big podcast, by the way. So not trying to share off or name drop it. I've already have. So I guess go do that. Anyway, so yeah, the biggest topic of now that we've saved the best for last because
My Little Pony.
Oh boy,
is it My Little Pony?
Yes, My Little Pony. They're making a new series.
Yes.
Dear God.
Oh my God! So, people will be like, "Okay, I'm tuning out. I'm unsubscribing."
Trust me, there's a lot of bronies out there. So,
well, with our luck, people would be, we would get them.
I know a lot of bronies actually. So.
Well, I don't know people. I avoid people.
I know like 5 or 6, I think. But for our last thing is the biggest thing that's happened recently, in a sense, like especially for, well,
for us,
I'd say more for me because I care more about it, in a sense, because like it's starting to affect me a tiny bit, but it's really not because I'm like barely there. So, I've just hit the good mark of YouTube where I'm at I'm in the 1,000 subscriber range now. So I'm getting better. I'm getting there. I
He's
just now
not
have to
getting
get more
better.
watch hours.
He's never gonna get
so I
better.
can actually get monetized. But whatever. I don't really care much about the monetization. I care about the other stuff that I can do. Cool features. Community posts, bro. I mean, those.
I do care about YouTube in a way, but I at the moment I'm focused more on Twitch.
Yeah, that's the thing. I'd much like go more for Twitch because they're not screwing everything up that they do. For one,
or they do, but
good with their system.
The thing is, they at least have a good system.
Recently is when they changed their privacy policy. That's the only thing that really everybody kind of hated in a sense.
Doesn't everyone hate it when they start selling your information?
It's not about the selling information. It's just that, a bunch of stuff, let's say music, for example. The only thing you can do is make covers. Everything has to be original. So if you do make a cover of a song, every track has to be yours. You cannot get an instrumental backtracking or anything like that. It has to be completely yours. So there's that.
I mean, that I get. That's kind of getting that stuff.
Because otherwise the audio will either be muted, flagged, or video taken down, whatever, or stream. So there's that bit. Or you'll be suspended or banned. Whatever, that's that. So the main topic that we're on about is YouTube's really annoying mistake that they just did.
Depends how you say it.
Or that they're going to do. Because I'm saying recently annoyed because it's just very recent. It's the most whatever. This happened a few days ago. So yeah, it was right. It's kind of funny because it was kind of around there when I reached 1,000. So when they started doing this, okay, that's unfair.
Well, I can see why they do it also because of what has happened under the last. I don't know what the fuck happened on YouTube the last 2 months. It feels like the last 2 months, YouTube was fine, or April, YouTube was fine. May, something happened. Something freaking happened. And you had
the last few months, more the last year or so. It's just
well, yeah, but I'm talking about just this month alone.
Just the last few months.
Yeah, but I'm talking about. I said few, but it didn't remain. It's more this month and maybe in the end of April. But you have you had apparently 3 different drama stuff happening at the same time. I'm like, how? Yeah, okay, it happens sometimes that 1 or 2 stuff happens. It's not that many, but it was
a lot of the drama stuff is mostly YouTubers, which that has nothing to do with YouTube itself anyway.
Yeah, but the issue is here was that one of them, not gonna name it up because who cares? I don't watch them anyway. You're probably gonna know because it's on the beauty part of the beauty YouTubers. And one of them dropped almost under 10. Did they drop over under 10 minutes? I'm not sure. I think they dropped under 10 million.
Pretty sure it went from, it looked like okay, looking good, drop kind of low, kind of climb and sink.
Yeah.
It's a completely vertical line on the sub count.
Yeah. And that is where I think YouTube is yeah, people are getting too excited for this stuff and just...
Actually, yeah, that is the reason one happened now. I remember that.
Yeah, and I'm yes, fine, yes, but couldn't you do why do you have to do it like this then? You never did it when Pewds had issues. You didn't do it then. You didn't do it when Logan... Was it Logan? Yeah, Logan Paul stuff happened. You didn't do it back then.
About Logan Paul, so whatever.
Yeah, everything of those stuff happened. They didn't do it.
Well, they did other stuff at that point because the Logan Paul thing, they did the new monetization rule, and now with this dude, which I don't really care about, I'm not even going to name the name because at this point it just gives power to the topic, but they basically go with the new thing, which we haven't even mentioned yet, is that they are going to be abbreviating sub counts.
Yeah.
And if you don't know what I mean by that, is right now, let's say this. You have a YouTuber who has 3,465,892. That's just a random number I made up the top of my head. point is they have that many subscribers. They're gonna shrink that down to just say 3M, 3 million. That's all it'll say.
And people, the main issue isn't. I don't really care. He's gonna complain about social, but that's not my main issue. The main issue for me in this case mostly is that no one is gonna know what the sub count is. No one, as a viewer, you wanna maybe watch a new YouTube video like, oh, he seems like this, but what is the sub count? Because that's interesting for me, especially because I like to see, oh, this is the number he has.
Yeah, I mean, for this example, all you'll see is 3M. So for some people, it's like, oh, it just at 3 million. Well, in this case, like I said, like say 3,800,000 or something, that's still quite a bit more than 3 million. So
yeah, and if they are rounding it up, also it's gonna say 4 million, but you don't know if it's gonna be 4 million or if it's like 3.8 million. Really,
they're not gonna round it up at all. They're just gonna keep where it's like in the threes. It's gonna say 3M. If it's in the, then it turns to 4, it'll go to 4M. But in this case, it's just they're going to be doing that. And if you go to the creator studio, then the creator themselves will see the full number. Like that's all you can do.
Yeah.
It's really stupid in that case because what he just mentioned a second ago is that it's going to eliminate everything when it comes down to third-party API users. Because in the YouTube API, a lot of people, like let's say Social Blade, as I mentioned, is they use that to get accurate live sub counts. That's going to destroy that whole platform because they can't get it anymore. It's just going to show 3M instead of the full number, and every time someone makes a subscribe to it, the only bit that's going to change is when 3M becomes 4M.
Yeah.
So that's the only bit that's actually going to change into their list. So it's going to completely destroy that platform, and it's not a free platform. It does earn money, and they're going to lose a lot of it because of this. They're going to lose a ton of money because tons of YouTubers, tons of big creators use that platform, and I'm pretty sure it's also an MCN in this case. I think it also does that. That's another thing. MCNs, they're going to lose a lot of money, which some of them deserve it. But it's just like, when it comes to Social Blade, it's a very good service in a sense. I barely use it because I don't need it, but it's nice for a sub count.
Yeah, and I have used it a few times, like about when it was Pew's VT and stuff like that. I like to sub counts then. It was fun comparing them, stuff like that. That was back then, but now we're not gonna be able to see when. You're not gonna know when Pew's are gonna hit that 100, or if anyone else is gonna hit 100 million, because I'm gonna say 99 or 90 million. But maybe 99 million, but like that.
It would say 99 million, yeah.
Yeah, but you will not know how far is it from the 100. How close are you to the 99 million? You're gonna say 99, and you're gonna sit there not knowing.
I'm pretty sure they're probably gonna add in decimals too. I don't know. I mean, I'm pretty sure, you know, say if someone has 1,300 or something, it'll say 1.3K. But
I hope that. Otherwise, I'm gonna be like, why?
I feel like they're gonna do that. I don't know. I could be wrong, but I feel like that's what the video showed. Because in the email and in the thing, they showed a little GIF pop up with that. So I think that's what it does.
That's not gonna help anyways, because that's gonna just help too much.
It breaks the system, and it's really stupid because that just destroys a lot of websites that get a lot of money from doing this. And the thing I hate about it, and I know in a way it sounds kind of off because some people are like, oh, but YouTube has their own analytics system. It's not as good. With Social Blade, you can get everything live, or other APIs like it.
Yeah, I get it. YouTube may want to protect their own stuff. Fine, it's
not about protection because that was the point in the first place. I mean, I don't know. Maybe that is the point that they're trying to go across, but it's the thing that YouTube basically updates their thing every 48 hours. Every 2 days, you get to see new stats. So let's say you earned, you want to see how good your views are doing in that past day. You can't see it. Or in that few hours on your stream to see how many views you got in that. You're not really going to see it because it takes 2 days to get that information. While anything like Social Blade again, you're going to get it immediately. You're going to see it immediately as you do it. But they can't really do that kind of stuff if they're taking that away. Taking away your sub count, soon enough, they're going to abbreviate freaking viewer counts. How's that going to work? They're just gonna make it more
It's
known
YouTube.
platform
We've trashed them so often, so people should know by now. It's YouTube. They don't really care anymore about the creators. They care more about protecting their own platform than the creators.
Yeah, they definitely don't care about creators. That was showed during the freaking monetization rule change.
And that is another thing I wanna take up, mostly because of the new policy that came with that. Because that was a thing I mentioned to next year today. Was like a YouTuber I'm watching got a strike for videos that was older than the policies. Instead of saying, "Oh, you're demonetized, nothing else is gonna happen, but you don't gonna earn anything from this," he got a strike because it broke the guidelines.
See, that also happened to me too.
Yeah.
That even happened to me. Like, I made a video and it was going well for a little while. I was actually getting really good like viewership and everything. And sure, I did get a claim on it because it was Nintendo product. So okay, that's fine. You can claim it. I'm okay with that. I don't care about the money. I care about the viewership. Which again, if you do get copyright claimed, it does affect people being able to watch it. But still, I would kind of like just having the views. I don't care about the money. Don't care about the money. I just like to have some type of people watching. And I was getting good. It was going great. People liked it. And then out of nowhere, new policy kicks in, and what do you know? They strike the video. Community guideline strike. And I'm like, oh, great. They took away my live streaming for 3 months. And I tried to appeal it, saying like, hey, because I think people were trying to flag it, saying, oh, it's misinformation. It's not real. This is fake video. It's trying to sell a fake product or something. Like, that's what they were telling it. And they believed it, and they sent the strike. And I tried to appeal it, never got approved, and they kept it there. It's gone now because it expires after 90 days, but still.
Yeah, and not only just that stuff, like,
hurts.
In general, their system is so broken when it comes to strikes and claims and everything. Like, oh, I don't like this. I'm gonna take it down.
Yeah. Now that I think about it, though, I don't think my views have been my viewership has been the same since I had that. I feel like it's gotten kind of lower. Yeah, I've had some people come in and everything since then, so it's not been too bad. But I feel like it's kind of gotten lower ever since that strike began. So it does hurt. Even if it's gone after the 90 days, you still kind of get some hurt out of it because you just lose a bunch of stuff. I mean, I used to get like a ton of views out of live streaming on YouTube because I don't understand why. I play a game and I get like 100 to 200 views like in that live stream alone, and now it's just like way lower no matter the popularity of the game or not.
I think it's more like that people thought you stopped live streaming and randomly didn't just when you again because we're probably busy watching something else. They don't have notifications.
I mean, they are busy something watching else. I mean, I don't know. It can still happen because, as I mentioned before, you can help support somebody by just like keeping in another tab or something. So just keep another tab, mute the tab, not the video, the tab. You mute it, and there you go. You're still supporting the person while you are off watching something else. Even that's fine with me. Do it.
Well, like with some people, it's like, oh, I watched him back then, but I don't feel like this.
Yeah, there's this one person right now, I don't remember their name, but there's this company right now that is just like striking or like, claiming all of their videos, getting them all blocked. And their videos have nothing to do with them. Have nothing to do with that company. And YouTube is doing nothing about it. Their system is extremely broken because you get third-party claims and sometimes first-party claims, which those kind of make sense, but the third ones, not at all.
Yeah,
you just get like a random source.
Didn't you hear about like both Cinnamon Toast and their Dr. Phil videos got claimed by a company that didn't even have. It was even allowed by the company that people were allowed to react and stuff to the videos with everything in it, but they got claimed anyways. I'm like, are you?
Never understood that.
Yeah, it happened. Stuff people mentioned that it's allowed to be used, but some company, I think it's Sony. Sony claimed it claim the music and stuff in it. And I'm like, but they were allowed. The
That
people.
is another thing I also just remembered. I'm pretty sure this was before they even mentioned it, but there are these couple bands that I follow, like a music and everything, and they have specifically said anyone is allowed to like use their music in streams or videos if they want to. They're perfectly allowed to, no claim, they won't claim it or anything like that. And I'm pretty sure I have gotten claims from them, like not from them, but other companies saying, "Hey,
Yeah.
it's their stuff." Like they said I could.
Yeah.
They said anyone could, and I even put in. There's even credits to it because most of the time I'm playing Clone Hero, and it actually shows who made the song, what the song is, all this other stuff. So you can just go to it, just like,
Yeah.
oh hey, I like that song. Go look it up. Go listen to it on Spotify. Like, yeah, it makes sense. But no. And yeah, I don't know. It's just the copyright system and everything is broken all to hell.
Yeah,
and then they're doing this stuff now. Like, come on. They're not doing anything because that's one thing people want to get fixed. They want to get this copyright stuff fixed where they don't get striked or claimed like crazy or get videos blocked that make no sense. Like, let's say, for example, like you were mentioned before, people were trying to play Beat Saber and they're getting copyright claims from the Jimmy Fallon show because because they played it on the show. They played the game on the show, and now they are the ones that are claiming, or the people are claiming in their name Beat Saber videos. Like, they have nothing to do with each other. It's just because they played the game. And now it's like, oh, hey, it's their content. Like, no, it's not.
I feel that YouTube need. Okay, so I'm against almost everything YouTube does at the moment because it feels like, no, you're not getting better. You're getting worse for each update. Like, oh, we're gonna do it. Like, who's it gonna benefit? Oh, no one.
Yeah, I mean, it's bad enough. Like, they have so much broken systems, and they're like, oh, hey, here's a new feature. Like, the meme right now that's going around where it's like, say for example, what is it, YouTube, or copyright strike or some whatever. Then everybody fix this. YouTube, nothing. Everybody, nothing. YouTube, hey, here's a new feature that does this. Like, no one asked for that. We want you to fix it. Like, it's a meme going around, just like,
Yeah, I know.
saying
I've seen like
literally nobody. YouTube, blank. Like, they just make this feature out of nowhere that absolutely destroys a lot of stuff, and they don't even fix what they already
or
had
doesn't
previously.
do anything that's important. It's like, yeah, we do this. Like, okay, what's it gonna do?
It's even worse
Nothing.
that after the monetization, like, new rules, they're like, oh hey, we reworked our claim system and everything. Like, I'm pretty sure they said that they reworked it a little bit, and
And now
they
everyone
didn't
can
make
claim it.
better. They made it worse.
So
Everybody's getting claims.
I'm sorry, Nick. I'm gonna claim your next
video
video because my voice is in it.
Yeah, you're gonna claim the video of the stream just because your voice is there, like matched audio, and it's your voice, which can happen because that's happened to someone before. They got a music copyright claim because they just talked. They talked normally, or I think they just said like, "Hey, can you hear me?" And that's it, and it was completely claimed. Like, okay, all right. And it was like 2 seconds, which pretty sure the whatever it's called free use law around basically means like 10 to 15 or 5 to 10. I don't know. It's like somewhere around there, but like 2 seconds immediately claimed. That's not right.
Who's even getting mad at when they are claiming like the few second stuff? Like, you are allowed to have a few seconds of clip or something.
That is the free use law. Like, you can have tiny little clips of stuff. Like, say you're trying to make a review of a movie, you can have like a couple seconds of a clip, or just a few seconds of a clip or a music thing, just to like note, like, oh hey, here's this, and then that's for use because you're not giving them the whole product. You give them tiny little tidbits to make them go watch it in this sense, or go listen to it, or whatever it is. Go use the product. That's for use. But freaking people are claiming stuff. Don't see that apparently. Just, oh no, claim.
Yeah, and then you have that happened not. I think it was this year, but there was like a lot of streamers claiming different videos for no reason. It was like different controversy between some people, and they instead of ignoring people talking about it, they claimed everything and made it bigger. It was back.
I don't know.
Yeah, not gonna name drop again because we're basically on.
I can't even find. Like, I'm actually scrolling down my video list, which obviously, fun fact, I don't upload or stream very much these days. So, I mean, I've already mentioned that in my YouTube post as to why, but it's just I'm scrolling down and I don't see any copyright stuff, which is surprising.
I used to include copyrighted content. I'm like, okay, fine, I don't care.
Like it's like I don't see any included copyright. This video goes up, copyright.
You breathed for 10 seconds.
I mean, who knows? They probably would because I do have music playing in the background, but it's all royalty free.
Yeah, but well, who cares in these days?
Right.
Oh,
It's all royalty free, and I even have the playlist. Well, no, I actually need to start doing that. Need to start. We usually have like text on the screen say what the song is, but I'm trying a new thing where that can happen. So I'm probably just gonna put like the playlist link in the description or something like, hey, go here for it.
yeah.
So
I can't do much
get all these songs.
myself because I don't have music and I don't have a music. I'm the irritating guy that's just irritating.
I just don't like silence, like just us in there, which for me I'm not able. For me, I'm not able to hear it. But that's fine. I don't know. At this point, YouTube is breaking. It's been terrible. It's been broken for freaking years at this rate, and they're not doing a single thing about it. Not at all.
Yeah. Well, it's YouTube. What do you expect? They're gonna make something good?
Yeah. In a way, just making me want to be a Twitch affiliate. Just go full time there, and then.
Well, I'm trying to, but I just missed.
Yeah, I'd like to, but I don't have 3 viewers all the time.
Well, fix that then. Jeez.
I know, Swede. Why don't you freaking open my tab and mute it?
Well,
mute
I
the tab
do.
And then just
most of the times.
do your other thing. Also, times you watch on the PS4, which doesn't help too much.
Actually, it does. It gives you views.
It does. Yeah, I mean, it could help. I mean, you can just have it over there and then just not look at it or whatever.
Unless you don't play like Plague. Certain games, I'm like, okay, I'm not gonna have background sound or have a screen with it because the risk is of watching it because I don't want.
Yeah. Well, there's some stuff you can forget, but then there's other stuff where it's like, no, you're not gonna forget that if you hear it.
Yeah, I prefer to do like there's a few we both mean if we don't really care about that.
Potato.
Yep, I was ready for that. I saw it pop up that.
I mean, you don't care for potatoes.
I don't care about those darn potatoes.
Well, I see how it is. I guess I better leave the call then.
Oh yeah, you're Irish. I forgot about that day.
I am.
Oh,
mostly half.
Yeah,
half.
doesn't matter. You're darn half potato.
Yeah, I'm a half baked spud.
Yeah. But thank you for the follow, Jason, and welcome to the stream, man.
Shut up!
What the fuck is going on? I just hear something about it, and you're like, shut up! I don't like Is it Susan? Oh, you're talking with Susan again.
No, yes, Susan, shut up. Fix your freaking platform. I'm on the phone with it right now, man. Susan, don't delete my channel.
Next day, delete it. You're like, darn it.
No, it was a Samsung, like a Bixby thing. Like I was saying half baked spud, and for some reason it activated. I'm like, what? What does that have to do with each other? Hold on. I'm a half baked spud. Nope, didn't do it this time. All right, I was curious. It just turned on. I'm like, what?
I gotta say, like that should be something you have on Alexa or something, like half baked spud. And says something specific about that.
I don't know. It could. Maybe I just need to reword the thing where I don't need to say the actual key phrase to activate it. I just say half-baked spud, and then it immediately turns on. Because baked spud in a way sounds like Bixby, like the Bix part. So I guess that's what it calls.
Yeah, and well, we are going off topic and talking about potatoes.
because apparently you don't care for potatoes, and my phone clearly likes half-baked.
This is our classic stream. We don't know what the frick is going on. We don't know where we are, and this is
a great webcam moment in a sense. If I would just start using one, which I'm not at the moment for two reasons. One, because
it's ugly.
Mine's like over there. That's one. Yes. Two is that it's on my TV to where the main games and everything would be. It's not over on the monitor where I have the setup and where the podcast is, and that's what I'm looking over to most of the time. So it would just literally be me looking away from the face cam the entire time. So
well then,
it would be stupid to have one. It'd be stupid to have it turned on right now. But it's just the point that'd be a good moment because then you'd actually freaking see me pick up the phone and go, no, stop. Like, shut up. Because I locked my screen and then it just came back on like, oh, I can help you with. I don't care what you can help me with. Get out of here.
What are we talking about? I just stopped listening after a while.
The Samsung Assistant. When it freaked out. But
I got scared. I accidentally threw my passport on a piece of plastic and I scared myself.
Nice job. First the potato scares you, and now plastic.
Well, you scared me in the beginning also. When
and I scare you all the time. What else is new? That's basically all the topics we have, though, at the moment. I mean, you got any other side topics you want to go for? That we have a plan for?
We could always talk about anything, really. Okay, can we try to come on with something right now when we actually are talking for us instead of like, I'm not gonna kid with you guys. Like, if we end now, I swear to you, we're gonna come up with something.
Random topic for like an hour.
Yes.
Like, I don't know, it happens all the time. Like, sometimes we'll watch something together or something. Like, we'll just pop up on Rabbit or something. We'll watch something, or I just said watch something twice in a row. Watch some. Or we're in a Discord call with our friends, and they all leave. It's just us two. Like, just randomly, it happens where we'll just go into a 30-minute or hour conversation, and then we're just sitting there like, why can't we do this on stream? Like, do this on the podcast?
Last week, I think it was Saturday, but we were busy then. Or yes, I think it was Saturday last week. We were gonna do a stream, but you were gonna edit. I was like, okay, fine. We sit in that call, talk, and he said he said, I'm probably not gonna have time because I'm gonna do this. Then we sit for 2-3 hours talking. I'm like, why did we stream?
I did edit for a little bit there.
Yeah, but why did we stream? Because we talked.
Yeah.
This happened all the time. Like, oh, I can't do this because I'm gonna do this. We sit in a call, talk, and we go through it. And I'm like, we need to be better at this.
Yeah, I don't know. We're just basically terrible, and it's like this is why I'm saying that we basically just need secret mics or cameras or somewhere. It notices if there's enough voice activity, it just starts recording us out of nowhere because that'd be perfect enough for us.
Well,
it's like,
oh my
there's a lot of
god,
record, and then we just have our conversation going, and we can have set it up somewhere because we talk more when we're not streaming.
Yeah, I can sometimes that's gonna happen to me sometimes when I'm playing when I've played Assassin's Creed or something. I find something Odyssey, specifically Odyssey. I sat there playing and I'm like, oh my god, I know a little bit of this, so I start rambling about that, and I kind of been gone from it for 50 minutes and still talk about it because I'm interested in that stuff.
Yeah.
In the same, and for one, it's in the stream.
I do that sometimes, which, granted, here.
What?
Hold on a second.
I'm holding my passport.
I looked at chat and this was just freaking weird and interrupted out of nowhere. I'm like, what? Tell the other guy he is weird and mention my name.
Prime Fritzell.
Yeah. Exactly.
Oh.
You just immediately knew who it was. Oh, no. It's kind of sad. You didn't make yourself very described at all. You probably should have like hid yourself a tad bit more there, buddy.
Oh, well, I know him IRL, so.
Can't hide from IRL friends. They'll find you. He may not have many skills. He can't use a gun. He claims he can. He can't use a sword.
I can use a sword, okay? Have you seen my assassination skills?
He says he can do all these things. He will never find you. But yeah.
Well, I have a pet penguin that does the job mostly, so I'm lazy.
I feel like Gerald's the more lazy one.
Well, he's a penguin. You expect a lot of them?
Not really.
Exactly. What do you expect? Like, oh, he's a penguin that can assassinate people. Now we're gonna actually get ready to. He's like, yeah, I will do it sometime when I feel like it.
Yeah, that's an inside joke. So we're here between Sweden and anyone else he knows because he tells everyone he knows about it. So he probably talks about it on his own stream, but I don't know.
I don't really talk about my pet penguin. I sometimes talk about my invincible turtle that doesn't exist.
Definitely. Yeah.
My arm's itchy.
We really devolved into conversation that much that it's just like, my arm's itchy.
Well, I feel like I don't want to end the stream either right now because I feel like somebody's gonna turn on us and then we're gonna start talking and be like, why? Because I feel like
is it DEFCON 1 or is it DEFCON 5? I don't remember which one it is.
What?
DEFCON. It's the freaking like the Pentagon's way of saying when something's like an emergency. I think it's DEFCON 5 is like the most severe. Maybe it's 1. I don't remember. Point being, it's when it's like very severe. So yeah, I was just saying that it's a very serious emergency that your arm is itching.
Well, I don't know. I'm just dying.
Tell the
right now.
presses.
God bless America. Wait, what?
Yeah, don't.
Okay. God bless the sea that will sink the United States.
Probably.
Actually, somehow the United States will be the country that survives a freaking water hazards thing. Something.
I would say just stand on. I mean, you got two choices. You can either, DEFCON 1 is the most. It means nuclear attack. Well, thank you for the info there, Brammy. But anyway, then you got a baby coughing in the background. That's back, by the way. Yay. So basically, you have two different things that you could obviously do if if U.S. was like just getting flooded. I mean, you can either get on the Empire State Building, probably not the best idea, because I'm pretty sure the shock of the waves could destroy the building and topple it over, so not a good idea. Then you got just travel over to Nepal, Mount Everest.
Yeah.
That's in Nepal. Yeah, just go there. I mean, you're probably gonna be lack of breath, probably gonna freezing like crazy. Bring like
you will survive.
Yeah, if
a
you could
survive of trash. A pile of trash.
Because you probably won't be sunk at all. Probably be fine. If that'd go to Australia, nothing seems to go bad in Australia.
Except their internet.
Yeah.
Everything is fine in Australia.
Was Safe Space in the 2012 movie? Like the good one, not the bad one. There's like 3 or 4 2012 movies, but like the Hollywood one, I think.
The one that
That's
where
about-
they survived on a
The one
ship.
where they like go on or they go on a ship or something like that. Yeah.
Yeah, the one that actually got famous, I think.
Yeah, the one where the president is for some reason knows about it for like 5 or 6 years or maybe even more than that. And just like knows like, oh hey, this could happen. Like, let me know more about it. Freaking, I don't know, a
And
couple days
prepare.
before it happened. Hey, it's happening. Like, oh,
You don't say.
yeah. And then freaking, yeah, a lot of other
Why
stuff.
would
The
I
point is, they
watch
survive
it?
on the ship.
Looks like a
let's go.
decent movie.
You're not wrong, actually. Nothing goes bad in Australia. It literally has the most poisonous creatures in the world. That's actually not wrong.
Yeah, like, okay, that's so
Also
funny
Africa.
because like it feels like everything goes wrong in the world. Then you Australia, like everything seems so fine. They have yes deadly animals, but otherwise it's like, oh, it's fine.
I mean, if you're gonna stay in civilization, you know, being like good places, I guess, which kill me. The only place I know is Sydney. Kill me. There's some other places I know, but I can't remember them.
Burn.
But yeah, there.
What about
There's
Melbourne?
other places, but
Because
yeah,
I watched
actually.
watched a YouTuber from Melbourne.
Yeah, now that's another one I know. But it's just one I don't know many places.
And
If you go to a good
apparently you can.
civilized place,
They
you'll
don't
be
like
fine.
politicians in Australia.
Can't blame them.
Well, I'm not kidding here though. A few months ago, a politician got egged in Australia.
Also, I love how offended everyone gets, like between like Australia and New Zealand. Like so many people get offended between the two. Like, you know, the stereotypical Australian thing, like mate and all that other stuff. It's just like that's not Australian. That's New Zealand, or like other places. They just like go like that's not us. That's them. Like, okay. They just have so many things against each other.
And then you have the Australian YouTuber I watch that use the C word.
I mean, even British people do that. I mean, True's even opened up to that, saying that, you know, to like a lot of other, it's basically just most of the US, but there are other people in like Europe and all that. It's just like saying that is not a bad thing. It's just you know, it could mean whatever, just like a friendly little tease. And then it's like a completely terrible word.
Yeah, but that's so much about words these days. It's like, oh, you said this. Oh my god, I'm gonna hate you for like why? Sometimes you use fuck yeah. Like sometimes when it goes really bad, you say fuck yeah. Like that's good because it's a positive yes. Like, oh yeah, this is really good. Like when a new game comes out, you sometimes use a swear word to express yourself. That's good.
I feel bad for if somebody's just taking the audio from your side and is literally just like taking your words out of complete context.
Well, do it. Take it out of context.
Because honestly, a lot of that was sounding a little bit on the lewder side. No
Well,
joke.
if anyone does it, please, I wouldn't mind. If anyone knows me, you know I'm weird as fork.
Yeah, probably might have. Anyway, so yeah, we're basically out of topics here. It is.
We talk about words, so
Yeah, we talk about words in specific.
I mean, it's technically a nerdy topic because we can nerd down on it.
Yes.
But
Primary still exists.
You exist?
No, Primary.
Prime exist? Does he though?
Yeah.
Can he prove that he exists? Does any one of us actually exist? Is this world even real?
Existential topic. Like, we're not going into existential crises.
No, I'm just sounding like I just watched Matrix once at 2 a.m. at night.
Which pill did you take?
What?
Which pill did you take?
I always take the right pill.
You take the right pill?
Right pill. Always the right pill, not the wrong pill.
God. Have you even seen Matrix?
Like a year ago? Last time?
I was about to say, there's a red and a blue pill. Come on.
Is it the red one you
Which
should
one did
take?
I actually don't remember because it was
Exactly,
a long
and then you
it was
scold
the
me
longest
for
freaking
it.
time ago. I don't remember. I don't know what they did. I just know what they are. Also because memes. They're freaking everywhere. You can't escape them.
But like, yeah, that's the thing. Like, oh, am I going color? Is my eyes going? Everything seems. I think it's getting so light in. I need to darken in my room a little bit. Getting light in my room.
I was about to say,
I see the light. It's just 8 a.m.
Natural light. Remember that. Oh, I remember. But yeah, so I don't know. It's basically other topics we really got. I mean, there are other topics on here, but they don't really apply to anything right now.
Well,
There's one.
do we have nothing else to trash?
There, but we don't need to.
Do we have anything to trash? Like, we need to trash something.
Well, once we get to one of those topics, which is whenever we start doing anime arc breakdowns.
But it's gonna. I don't think we're gonna just. That's gonna be the thing. Like, oh, this show is good. How much information about the goodness? Nah, trash it, trash it all. But the good.
I'm still gonna try to do those like review videos like on my other channel.
We do the review. Then we go over to the. Then we do the segment stuff. Then it's gonna be like trash. Oh, this anime is really good.
Okay, see, there's many different time travel, like different theories on that one. So that'd be a long freaking topic to talk about.
Oh, time travel. I like time travel.
Are
we good at time travel?
Goes, saying a topic to talk about. If you travel back in time, will there be two versions of yourself? And with that information, you could literally create an army of yourself. For one, I wouldn't create an army of myself because that was kind of stupid.
Yeah.
One of myself is enough. We don't need any more. Two is a death sentence. An army is a massacre upon ourselves. So no, I can't even stand my own voice. How would I stand another me? Yeah, it's just making me sound like I'm gonna hate my own kid. I'm not, but still.
Yeah, sorry kid, I hate you. You are like me.
I mean, it is gonna be a pain raising my own self, but still. To go back to the time travel bit, I mean, I guess we can go into this. Why not? Thanks for the random topic. Maybe that's what we should do. If we have an audience, we should actually have.
Yeah. It depends.
No.
I don't mind listening to people.
Someone else, but I was saying, like, in a way, I kind of feel like if there's anyone in the audience, we can have like a roulette topic or give me. I don't know, just something to call it. That little section where it's just like they can throw a topic in there, and if there's a lot of topics, we can choose, or if there's only one, like in this case, we just go for it.
Yeah, and it depends on what we're doing in the episode. Like, as with this, we are 2 hours in. We normally do 3 hours because that feels like a good one. That's almost 4, but 4 hours. But that was because, holy F, we had history.
We had a lot to talk about. It was history, man. History lessons go for long. But when it comes to time travel, in a sense, there are many different theories. I mean, you have multiverse theory. You have the Terminator theory, which isn't that multiverse theory? I don't know. There's different freaking theories just out of nowhere, to where, like, we'll say, for example, multiverse theory, which is, you go back in time and you try to change something, it will not affect your time. It will only it'll cause a branch and create a new time, and that's it. So let's say you go back in time and, I don't know, freaking, I guess I'll do what everyone always asks, freaking kill Hitler or something, I don't know, something like that. You go back in time and do that before any of this stuff happened. You don't change your timeline, you change someone else's. Like, that is just, their timeline is safe from him. It just, like, goes off.
You're gonna live in that timeline also, but the thing is, you're still gonna stay in the timeline where he lives. That's the multiverse, because it's two different. You're gonna live in 2 different worlds, but you're not gonna know about it because you're gonna remember killing him. That's it. And
well, no, I mean, it's still the same thing. You're gonna probably remember it because it's 2 different worlds. Nothing changed from your view, so it's just going to.
That is one of the more complicated ones, because it's gonna like change everything. Because this is the theory I believe is the most I actually believe time travel
Butterfly
does
theory?
exist. Yeah, the butterfly effect. The smallest thing to do change everything. So
I mean,
basically,
that applies almost to every theory, but in the sense of like the core butterfly theory would be of just it affects your own time in that sense. And then
yeah,
there's the other bit where it comes in if you see yourself, or if you make contact, not if you see yourself, you can obviously see yourself in the past or something. But if you go back in the past and you two meet or something like that, if you just talk to each other, then the whole like contingency could just be destroyed. Like the whole universe could just break apart just because of that. Which kind of sounds stupid, but that is the theory.
wasn't isn't that but like if you've seen have you seen any Harry Potter movies?
And what?
Have you seen any of the Harry Potter movies?
Yeah.
Yeah, so you remember in the Order of the Phoenix? Yeah, I
Pretty
think
sure it was
the
Azkaban.
Order of the Phoenix is where when they no wait, is the order
I'm pretty sure it was Azkaban when they go back in time.
oh yeah, Azkaban. When they go back, they basically tells that story. It's like you can't meet yourself because you go in the shock you're gonna kill yourself. So basically applies to that. I think it does apply to the same thing. It's like probably the risk is not that you can't meet yourself. It's more that you're probably gonna kill the person in front of you because you see yourself. It doesn't gonna make sense for you, and it's gonna destroy everything for your time. For everyone else, it's probably gonna live on, but for you, you basically ruin your own future because you don't exist.
Also, probably when it comes down to it, I was meaning like if killing Hitler before any of that happened, like say killed him as a kid or something.
Wow, you would kill a kid?
Well, then again, he wasn't really a bad guy back then. He was actually, I think, he was an artist or something. But like he was like, perfectly fine. But then later turned into a fascist and all that other stuff. So it's the point that if you killed him before World War II ever started, or any of his like antics started, then in a way it could be changed because that his ideas didn't really go into plan. Maybe something similar could happen, but you don't know because that's butterfly effect. You don't know how that could affect anything.
Yeah, but also
Or it could be one of the people who were supposed to die lived and became the next freaking dictator or something. You don't know. Anything could happen.
that's the thing also. So if we go back to just the Hitler stuff, basically, if you kill him,
I don't know about that.
if you kill him, okay, what could happen? What is the possibility? How many? What is it? He killed millions Jews or something, isn't it? About that number?
Like 3.5.
Okay. A lot of people. So who doesn't say
more,
what that we complain about Islamic and Muslims right now? A lot of people does. What about if what Hitler did never happened? What would have happened? How would that change the course for now? Who doesn't say that we have all been turned to the Jewish beliefs, Hebrew, and stuff like that? Who doesn't say that changed to that? You could have had those
I imagine that'd be a lot. I'm pretty sure that'd be a lot more into the past in that case because there was a more effect that could happen around then rather than at that point. Because I don't really see.
Yeah, but
that
if you
happening,
think
but then
about
again,
it,
it's time travel. Who knows?
well, if you think about it, anyways, they have not as many followers as they do. They did have more followers back then because they wasn't dead. And but my point is that they still will have a lot of followers now in the Jewish religion because they wouldn't have died back then. And that means that who does say that that's going to expand even more than what Islam and Christianity did?
I mean, to be directly honest, I wouldn't even care.
Yeah.
Because I don't really care what religion goes to where.
Yeah, but that's the thing.
Religion,
Who says that doesn't change the course? It's same with like if you go back to Saddam Hussein and stuff like that. Also, there's terrible events that happen. Use everything that happens in history. Every moment you change something, you don't know if it's for the good or for the worse. Like
pretty sure at this point it's just don't change anything, because you do, it's going to be worse no matter what. There's
And if
always
you're
a consequence no matter
choosing,
what you do.
don't touch anything. Just step away. Just step away from
Think
the
of this like
panel.
in the game Life is Strange. You can water a plant and there'll be consequences.
It's gonna die. The world is ending. Why? You watered that plant. You gave it life.
Chaos theory. And there is chaos theory when that happens. But I don't know. There's just.
Oh yeah, that is one thing they applied. Is like
that's the other theory too, because it's like, you know, if you change something crazy could happen in a sense. Like, spoiler alert, which isn't much of a spoiler alert because it's literally right there in the trailer, also right there in like the first few minutes of the game, is that if you change, you change a lot of stuff and it creates a tornado. It creates a giant tornado that can wipe out the town. It's just like, if you're going to fix it or not,
yeah,
it happens. So that's chaos theory.
and that implies in the same thing when they, if you remember Jurassic Park, the old Jurassic Park movie, the first one, he mentioned chaos theory that what we can do but we shouldn't do is two different things. Like, well, is it, if we can do it, it doesn't mean that we should do it. That is the chaos theory's ground. It's like, just because we can do it doesn't mean we should. It's like, and that breaks into that. Like, if you could, you have 3 different choices to do. What makes it that? What should you do and what should you not do? What makes it the right choice? What makes it wrong choice? Like, everything in the end is all about choices.
I don't think that's mostly just chaos theory. It's just anything in general. But
yeah, but that's chaos theory in the ground, because if you changed, if we say you could go back then after you made
butterfly effect more than anything.
Yeah,
than
but
chaos theory.
Chaos everything
theory
goes into the butterfly effect in the end.
Of that. All chaos theory means is that, if you change something that was supposed to happen, something insanely crazy could happen after that. It's just like, it doesn't have to be, as we mentioned before, like, you take down somebody big, like somebody randomly could just take the place. That's not chaos theory. If you take, or just say some tiny little event changes, or maybe big wise, not exactly chaos theory. It's a little different. It's like more insane. Like, I don't know, you forget to do this and the ring of fire
as
goes
of
off.
how Chloe explains it, basically what can happen will happen. Basically, that's chaos theory's thing. Like,
not really her explanation, really, but
that was like what she said. That was like the first word. Like, what can happen will happen. Like, yeah, it's probably will, because that is the issue with our world. It's like, we sit here waiting, like, that's the issue. Also, people are like, "Oh, I want this to happen." Like, yeah, but you have to work for it. It can happen if you work for it, but if you don't do it, it's only a smaller chance that you will get it. But it can happen. Everything that happens in this world, you have a choice to actually make it better or worse. Even if people don't know that, but everything we do has such a big impact in the world. Everything.
Okay, we just like went straight from time travel to the way choices and consequences work.
Yeah,
that's not exactly the same, but
I mean, welcome to the Nerd Ensemble.
Yeah,
give us a topic. We are gonna be in freaking about Africa in 10 minutes.
Give us a topic and we'll be freaking
talk about how a bug walks.
On the freaking lyrics.
Well, but still, it's basically like everything in the end. Like, I think it's so stupid by people say, "Oh, but I can never do this." Like, well, if you sit doing nothing, of course you can't. Like, oh god, people sometimes.
It can't be as bad as people who just berate themselves. It can't be as bad as like that, like I said, which that is human nature. You're going to think you're going to think lesser of yourself than what you actually are. You can have like, you're good at this. Say, I don't know, somebody says that, okay, this is a very specific example because I'm not going to name names. It's someone that me and Swede know. I'm just going to say in general, which they probably are hearing this, or if I still hear, probably going to relay it. Nah, I don't care. Say whatever. It's one that you could say, like, you're terrible at drawing or something, when in fact you're not. You're actually pretty good. And then you come down to it, it's like, you are. Don't trash it. Don't say you're terrible at it. I mean, you're good. You're doing good. You can always improve by trying. Just keep going at it. It's not that you're terrible. I mean, you want to see terrible drawing? I can draw something right now, and you will see how terrible I am. Don't want to see that. I am terrible at it, which is kind of funny because I actually have photographic memory, so you would think I'd be good at drawing. I'm not. It's because of my shaky hand, I guess. Like, my hand's just not meant for drawing. Even though I can actually vision it perfectly. Don't think I could actually put it on paper or tablet or whatever I'm drawing with.
And the same thing goes for both you and me. Like, I have told you, especially you say to yourself, you don't like your content that much, and I'm like, yeah, it's fine, it's work. Of course, something can be better, and some stuff can be. That's the thing with people sometimes. They don't see, but it can be worse. They never say, they only see.
I definitely know I could do better. I mean, I could actually do stuff for once. You know me, lazy.
But same thing with me. I know I'm not that good, but I know I can improve. And the few times I have been happy with my stuff is like when I did one Overwatch video not a year or two ago with Primey actually. I was like then I do this the mind behind the camera stuff. I do some stuff. That is also I'm proud of because that's more of me. When playing a game or something, yes, I'm still me, but it feels like I'm guess so.
See, that's another thing. Like, there's a lot of stuff that is me that I do just want to actually show off in a sense. Like, for example, I've done in the past where I've made, which I do not recommend going back and watching that because I tried it myself just to listen. And yes, I know you are your worst critic, but it's the point that I was really cringy in that video. I hate it. I'm like, oh god, no. Which is always good. If you always look back on something and find it cringy, it means that you've grown. It means that you're doing better now than you were then. So
Oh, I saw a
that's good.
post about that not long ago. I think
It's
yesterday.
just that, you're going to cringe on older stuff, and that just means that you're doing better now because you're not as bad as back then. So if you're watching something now that you made, like, oh hey, that's good, then you think you're doing good, and that's you. But you can watch it months from now and be like, oh god, that's terrible, and that's just because you've grown.
Yeah.
But it's the point that with this, it's like I did a video where I was like, editing and everything, or I did a stream where I was editing, getting into the basics of it, like getting into everything with it, which I like doing. I do like having those streams because it's just, even though editing can take a lot out of me and like cause a burnout, which is what's going on right now with me. In a way, it's like it's the editing and playing some games. It's causing burnouts. But during that stream, I let it all out. Like, just like, I can explain it. I can get all freaking nerdy with it.
Yeah.
It's fun. But, I don't do it now because, running into issues, and one issue being I don't know what to use the content for. I could do the other video, like the video I was doing at first, but that one is also a cringy video. It's cringy as hell, and I'm like, no, I don't like this. This was the old me trying to act like I was something. Not trying to be me, I was trying to be something else.
That is the thing with me. Like, that's the thing. People are like, that's the thing is why people don't watch people like you and me. It's because we switch so much between games. We don't play same game constantly.
Varieties, like, yeah, I mean, people aren't too big on variety streamers or variety let's players or whatever. They're not too big on that. They don't like it where it just keeps switching all the time, which it is a bad thing if it's done too much, which is something I do. Like, I can't stick to a lot of games because I get burned out on the game, or I don't know what to do with the game. Like, for example, one of the games I was playing, Full Metal Alchemist 2, was it Curse of the Crimson Blood? Yeah, that.
Yeah. It was because you couldn't beat the
that,
boss.
and it's because I can't. Yeah, it's because the two bosses back to back on the streams, the boss beforehand destroyed me, and I couldn't do anything about it. And then the next stream I come in, I beat the boss, and then I go to the next area. There's another boss that I can't freaking beat, and it was pissing me off. So it got to the point where I just got fully burned out, and I wasn't playing the game.
Yeah.
And I think I'm actually almost done with that game. It's just that it's the bosses that are killing me. And then there are
Oh,
other
I'm
games
soon
that are
done,
just
but
similar. I
this
don't know what I'm doing.
darn boss is in the way, and I don't feel like dealing with it. Like I know that feel like you,
Yeah.
or
would
is
never
some
make it in Dark
stupid
Souls.
save point that doesn't exist, and you dies after the boss, and there's no save point after it, and you're like,
That's something I kind of hate about some bosses. It's like there are no phase checkpoints. Like I would kind of like that, where if you die during phase 3 or phase 4 of the boss or something, there's like tons of phases. You go all the way back to phase 1. Like, can you just checkpoint like after maybe 1 or 2 phases? Just checkpoint me.
I mean, I get that you shouldn't do that in a way because like.
In a way, yeah, because it kind of defeats the purpose of a boss battle.
But
because you can
it's
get to
worse
that point,
when you
and then it's
like,
just like you're at half.
When you're beating a boss and then you die against something else afterward, and it doesn't have a save point after the boss, and you're like, no.
Well, it makes sense for there to be a save point, but
yeah, but sometimes like older games didn't have that. You had to save yourself, unless you were lucky. Like
the
Final Fantasy games, I remember did have that after like at least 10 had it after like a major boss. They were like, here, do you want to save the game? And I'm like, yes, 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 yes.
Well, a lot of games these days have like after a major event they save, or after each level it saves, and
yeah, and that is good. But again, back in our days, break those auto saves.
Save points, or back in here's one. Back in my day, you had to get another item to save.
Oh God!
Everybody knows what I'm talking about. Resident Evil, getting those ink ribbons.
Yeah,
or now in Resident Evil 7, you have to get tapes in Nightmare Mode. I think in Nightmare Mode you have to get like tapes to save. Same with Cry of Fear. And in Resident Evil 2 Remake, they have the easy mode, which is you can save whenever you want, or the advanced mode where you have to use ink ribbons again. It's just the point. Yeah, it's just like it was a lot harder back then. That's all you could do. And if you couldn't save, or you're like low on health, like couldn't go anywhere, you'd have to just keep the console and the game running until you play again. You could not turn that thing off, otherwise you just lost a lot of progress. Or if you died, that's the worst part. There's no life checkpoints. If you die with a lot of progress on it, you just get all that lost.
Yeah, that's like why I remember like Final Fantasy. I remember like they were because they don't have like you have to save at like a orb. A 10 it's like an orb you have to save at. It was so irritated when there was like no orb for like 3 different areas, and you're like, can you let me save? I'm like running out of mana and freaking health. Yeah. And I don't want to die here because I have gotten a lot of XP.
Then there's the games that save every step. Like we'll say, for example, World of Warcraft or something, like an MMO. Like it'll save every step. And then like let's say like, oh, you just went into like a huge den of enemies, and you're like, okay, like I'm done here. Exit save. They spawn randomly, mind you. And then like you could just like spawn into the game like, okay, just gonna walk 2 steps forward, somebody slices you in the back, you're dead.
And you're like, why?
Okay. Just lost all of that.
Or you do the Call of Duty spawn points or save points where you can randomly save in the middle of the freaking fight. And you're like,
not a lot of those have a thing, but
oh, I have had that so many times. Like you like on the way you die and die and die, and it's because you like respawn at a battle, and you're like, why?
Yeah, you respawn like right then and there, like terrible checkpoints.
Yeah.
Then you got Halo 1 checkpoints where you have to be in a secure area for it to save, which I do like that because it brings like a challenge factor, but then I hate that because they're not always like location based. Like you can go to a certain area and you get a checkpoint, which there are some of those in the game, but then you have other ones where it's like, oh hey, this stuff happened and it's a lot of progress, say on the hardest difficulty or something. you have to go into a corner where no one can see you and just like sit there. Sometimes you even have to crouch and out of nowhere, like, oh hey, there's your save point. Like you just have to be safe. It happens, but
I
it's like,
hate
Jesus.
that. Like that's basically Call of Duty, and actually, like you have to be a little bit safer.
I've had like I've went to like, let's say I went to like 3 areas in a level before, and I didn't get a checkpoint, and then I get sent all the way back, and I'm like, why didn't you give me a checkpoint during any of that? And it's just because there were a bunch of enemies around. Because the system is you have to be safe. If you're not safe, you don't have anything. Like you can't have a checkpoint. So if there's a lot of enemies following you or around you, you're not going to get one. So in a way, that's good because it eliminates you getting killed as soon as you respawn. But then it's bad because if you get killed, you get sent back a lot.
Yeah, I hate.
So to go back from game saves back to us not playing games very much. Yeah, on streams and stuff. It happens. There's burnouts. There's many reasons, and
Main
it
reason
just
for
happens. I don't.
me to not play certain games is like I get stuck in the. I'm like, I'm not dealing with it. Like I have some world the Sword Art Online to complete, but I'm stuck and freak giving hints. Fuck that. What should you have hints for?
Right, and then then there's just the other stuff where it's like, for example, I'm playing a game, and even if people are enjoying it, there's all this other stuff, and then I get a new game that I really like, and it's like, oh hey, I want to stream that, and I just completely forget about the other games in the past. It keeps happening.
Yeah, I tell
And
you what we should do.
it's even worse when I actually do like get a game that's either popular or if it's just a really good game. For example, Spider-Man PS4. You try streaming that, nobody's gonna watch you.
Because it's a new game.
Even if it's not even if like everyone knows the story, it's just no one is ever gonna watch it. I'm like, but it's so fun. Like it's really
only
fun to
I
play.
would watch it if I had played it. I would have watched it then because it's like sometimes I'm like, I have played this game. I want to watch how they do it. Like,
I mean, I can kind of get it because I'm not the biggest Spider-Man nerd. I mean, I've recently gotten like more interested in the character because it's the game. Then you have like him being like a main character in the MCU, and it's just like like me as the fan is growing more for Spider-Man. It's just the point that I don't have that much enthusiasm. And then you have these other people, like let's say here's some name drops, Jacksepticeye, and then
yes.
I was watching TFS, like they have their own gaming channel, and there were people from there playing it, and they had really enthusiastic people playing the game. Jack obviously super enthusiastic, but yeah, always. You just have like everyone being all that, and I'm like, that is infectious, and that is why people watch it. Makes total sense. Me, that's not really me a lot of times. I don't have a lot of enthusiasm when I go into stuff, even if I really enjoy it, because I'm more of a silent player. So it's kind of hard to show my enthusiasm out of nowhere.
Yeah, I'm the same. That's an issue with me. People notice that. I think there's yeah.
What even sucks is whenever I randomly just start to play the game myself, because some games I want to play on stream, and I do want it to be a blind playthrough, but I'm like, I don't want to have to like just sit there and not play the game. I want to be able to play it. Like let's say me and my sporadic stream schedule, if I would have stuck that with Spider-Man, I probably wouldn't have it beat by now. I probably wouldn't have because it's not beat currently as I'm playing it on stream. But I wouldn't have, and that'd be a mistake because it's a really good story.
Yeah,
But
I don't
it
ever look stuff up. I
I
can't do
don't
it.
either, really. I mean, I do when I'm like extremely freaking stuck and there's nothing I can do, which I still haven't done that on some things. Just because.
Also because you like, I know what to do, but like how to do it.
Yeah. Like with Wind Waker, for example, the only thing I have to do is find the Triforce pieces. I just don't know where they are, and I
Hey,
could look that
old
up,
games like not
but I
giving you
haven't.
hints.
I
Or
could look it
Zelda
up. It's
game
out
in
there.
general.
I don't know. I mean, it's just I haven't, and that's the only reason why I haven't continued Wind Waker to beat it. Because all I have to do is find the Triforce pieces, then I fight Ganon, and I'm done. The game's over. It's probably 1 or 2 parts left. Probably just 1 part. and I'm finished.
Is it one in the main island? Is that something?
I don't know if I've already gotten that one, but I think I got a chart from that one. But yeah.
Then isn't it a big rock thing?
Yeah, I did that. Pretty sure I got a chart from it. I don't know, there's a lot of stuff that I just skipped out on or I just left in the past. And there's a lot of stuff I have that I want to do. Like, I'm trying to show off my Trello page, which is showing all the stuff I'd like to do. And there's a lot on there. And another thing, for example, when I was thinking of doing like the entire Call of Duty series, like in a series, I'm still on Black Ops 2. I only did one stream of that. I haven't done another one. And that's only because of a little bit of burnout and the fact that just like, I don't know. Because now I figured out that if I play those strike missions, I get a better ending. And I do want to get a better ending because the game has multiple endings. So if you play the strike missions, you get a better one. Problem there is those strike missions are really hard.
And if you don't know it, Nex is terrible at games.
Yeah, I suck at games. So it'd be best if I just play the main story and avoid the strike missions, but then I get a worse ending because of that.
And that is why you should watch the professional gamers, guys, like me.
He's not professional at all, he just says that. Yeah.
Well, at least I have completed like every...
Me and you are on kind of similar, skill levels when it comes to games.
Oh,
there's only some
really?
games that you've actually done kind of better.
Well, I'm also more of a... I think the difference is if we would play like a...
For example.
I would say the difference is if we play like a Call of Duty game or anything that has to do with like a little bit of a tactical support to it, I think I would work good as the tactical because if one thing doesn't work, I try a different thing. Like always, I try to I do a tactical overlook really fast and determine the best way of action.
I never really been into tactics because me and True try to play OpenRA, which is a Command and Conquer styled game. It's made right after that. Let's just say I didn't do too well. We were actually going to make some videos out of it, but I was so bad, and that's the reason why there was no content made, because of my terrible skill at the game. I would just get destroyed, and I would not be able to do OpenRA, which is just Command and Conquer. It's a free version of Command and Conquer, so like strategy, RTS game, but just
that's
bad.
Why if you work together with me,
I do like RTS games. It's just I'm bad at them.
Yeah, when it comes to RTS, that's that.
Even if I worked with you, it doesn't matter. I'm not gonna do good. It doesn't matter who I work with. I'm gonna do terrible. I'm not that good at all. I got our base destroyed so many times. But yeah.
I'm more preferably do like the tactical, like Ghost Recon, where you actually have. I'm not kidding. If you play on the hardest difficulty, there is tactic behind the game. People are like, "Oh, this is easy." It doesn't matter.
It's not like any game with hardest difficulty, which clearly you haven't done much tactic when I saw you playing Uncharted before, which I only got to watch like a little bit of it the first time you played, but yeah.
And I played that second.
Yeah.
And I didn't play the game because I got busy playing other games, like actually game. Assassin's Creed.
It's funny because we had the opposite taste on that one. Because me, I don't really like Assassin's Creed.
When it comes down to it, Ubisoft is like my favorite company when it comes to gaming. Like I have almost played any game there.
They're one of my worst, honestly. I mean, they do make some good games, but it's just like I don't like their support. They don't really have a good one, and their launcher freaking sucks. Just never works right, and a lot of the games just break. There's a lot of broken games they got. Unity, Assassin's Creed Unity, broken as all hell. Imagine jumping off a building into a hay bale. Somehow it misses, or even if it makes it, and then it just decides, hey, you're not hidden. They can see you through that hay bale. Like, okay, that's how that works. Okay, sure, I'm hidden. They can see me. Cool.
Yeah.
Or hey, this one guy is like 50 yards away from this whole other group of dudes, or
Yards.
like a mile away, and
Yards.
he sees me.
You just use yards, you imperial little pit. Continue.
I don't care. Point being is that they could be like so far away from the other people, and somehow everyone's alerted that I'm there, which is in a lot of games actually. So it's just like, why? What are you doing? You freaking screaming out loud, like I'm caught, or like here he is, just like I don't, just like what is going on? It happens in a lot of games. I mean, I get in some games where they have like say Metal Gear, where they have like a radio system. That makes sense. Then you got Assassin's Creed, which does not have one. At least most of them. Don't have one. Ain't gonna work.
Like, okay, I'm gonna tell you this where you're kind of right and wrong about
Assassin's Creed. One game I would understand on the radio system would be whatever it's called, Syndicate. That kind of makes sense. It's a little closer to that era. It's a little.
But the thing is, I gotta tell you this: Unity, this far, is the worst Assassin's Creed ever made. Great story, but the worst freaking.
Bad things about Rogue.
Rogue was actually even better but that's because they still had the old battle system. Unity added in the newer battle system that exists in Unity and Syndicate, but it's so broken because of the like you can't do anything because it's more of a luck based stuff in this case. Well, in Syndicate, I'm not kidding, that has the same battle system. It was more simplified, but with Unity, the battle system sucked. And I don't know. I complain a lot about Assassin's Creed, a lot when I'm playing it. Like I complain about that, and then, like after it, like it's a great game, but you know, that was the same with like when they made Origins, a new battle system again. Fine, I like when they change up a little bit.
With the games we love,
yeah,
just happens. But
yeah,
I don't know. For me, like I said, just I don't find really any enjoyment out of the Assassin's Creed series. I just haven't. I played plenty of them. I played, 2, 4. I played like a tiny bit of 1. Unity. I haven't really played Syndicate. I could have, but I haven't.
I would recommend you to
play. I may enjoy the newer ones because I've heard they're quite different. So
yeah,
maybe,
I think you would enjoy this part because also because the story is so much different. You don't have to focus on the older Assassin's Creed, like 1 to Syndicate, is basically you're stuck with doing story basically. Well, with Assassin's Creed Origins and Odyssey, it's basically you can like freaking go off miles away from the main story and use the side quest the whole game.
Also, I am proud that you said Odyssey.
Yeah, good for you. What do you want?
I'm kind of proud of you because you didn't say that before. How did you pronounce it before? Odyssey or something?
Say. I don't know.
Odyssey. Yeah,
I just randomly change my speaking pattern sometimes, and randomly I can start with
Odyssey is just the way to say it. In any way, I mean, in some cases, I guess it could be said the other way because other people say, people say things differently, but that still doesn't sound right. Even in like Greece, they called it Odyssey. But yeah,
I don't care about Greece, okay? I know an ancient Greek swear word though that I learned from Assassin's Creed, and I was like, yes, I learned something that I can use against people and know only if they are dumb, lazy enough to look it up. I'm like,
dumb or they're not lazy.
Like,
I mean, there are people I know who just like I've mentioned this before when it comes to like a language thing. Like some people have actually randomly searched up, like figured out a language just because it's someone that they know or like just like knows the language. I'm like, why? I mean, I get in the case you like the language, but in some cases I don't understand why you like the language. Like, for example, I knew someone who was a big fan of PewDiePie, and because he's Swedish, everyone's just like, oh hey, I want to learn randomly the Swedish language, and I hear from you, and I've heard from other people that are from there that they hate the language and they hate the place. And I'm just like, well, this is just ass backwards. Just like there are people who actually want to learn the language, and you have the actual natives who hate it.
But isn't it like all the natives of every country feels like, oh, our language is terrible? But okay.
It's like you're just trashing on yourselves like crazy about it, and just like hating your own culture and stuff like that. And I'm like, okay, all right.
I'm gonna go learn this. No, that's also bad. Why?
Like, I know,
because they're gonna trash it?
I don't know. Like, that person just like learned a lot of it, and yeah, I don't know about a lot. They learned a few words that they liked, and a few swear words too. And I'm like, I mean, I don't understand the point in that, but okay, you do that. In some cases, I kind of get learning some of them. At least some are useful. Like people trying to learn French or Spanish or Japanese or something like that. Like, go for it. That sounds good.
Japanese for me
German,
would be
whatever,
good because
like,
then I can watch certain stuff raw, like in Japanese, instead of actually have to have text all the time.
At least you're clarified. But yeah.
Well, raw is because I'm on the side of it. And it's called raw back then.
Not officially ordered. Yeah, a lot of people are. But it's just the point that, get to watch it without the subtitles or anything, or not even have to have the subtitles, just be able to understand everything.
Yeah, basically.
Or read freaking content without getting a translation.
Yeah, and it would be good for like you that is like to do side stuff. Sometimes when I'm, yeah, like that.
The main idea here is from, say, light novels or manga that have not been translated and maybe have either don't have a fan translation or have terrible fan translations. Like you can tell someone who has like English as a second language, or you can tell that they are barely into learning Japanese, that they're doing this. It's just horrible. And then, yeah, just so I can freaking learn it myself. Which is going to be kind of hard because reading is a lot worse than listening, considering how much of a freaking alphabet they have and how many alphabets they have. Ouch. You tried that. I don't see how in the world that works.
Yeah. Talking about which, 3 hours is soon here, and I feel like
we basically extended our topic like more.
I don't know.
Travel all the way up to other bits. So
yeah, okay. We started with like time travel for 2-3 minutes. That was like chaos theory, something, and we welcome to the Nerd Ensemble, the world where there is nothing that is on topic. Even the topics are off topics.
The Nerd Ensemble, where nerds get together and talk about other things.
Mostly only us two lately, but we're gonna get someone. We need to get someone in. I mean, I have someone that could join, but we have a little bit of an issue with that person because they fall asleep a lot. Now, that would be if we did it on the day, maybe.
So, we're talking about the one that always falls asleep, right?
Yes. Well, apparently she's awake at the moment, but
anime section. Yeah, especially when we get into the. I mean, that's the thing. We know a lot of people that'd be perfect for this. I know someone who'd be perfect for this, which, to be honest, would probably be fine because he barely sleeps as it is. He barely sleeps as it is, and no, it's not Architect, but it's somebody else that you don't know. And
well, I don't mind
a lot of knowledge when it comes into both sections. Like, knows a lot when it comes into gaming, and knows a lot when it comes to anime, especially because
Does he know how to
he
trash YouTube? That's an important question.
I'm sure he does.
like an interview. Okay, so very important question. Do you know how to trash YouTube?
Yeah, you're hired. Like, no, YouTube seems fun to me. Like, this is not the job for you. I'm sorry. You're gonna have to...
Like, okay, you know anime, you know gaming, that's good, but the most important question.
It's like they've been going for this job for a while. It's like they know, like, oh yeah, I'm good with anime, I'm good with games, I'm good with all this other stuff, I'm on topic with trendy stuff, I'm in. And it's just like, but can you trash YouTube? But it's like, what? It's like that one interview question you didn't know was coming.
Like, you do research of everything else, and then that question comes up, like, do you know how to trash YouTube? What does that have to anything with? I don't know. Don't worry, we call you. You don't need to call us. We call you.
Like, you know what? We'll consider your employment here. So yeah, we'll call you back if we have any news on that, or you know, if you've been selected. Just gonna throw this resume in the trash.
Okay, next guy.
It's like, next. I don't know, but
oh my god, why can we do, we need to do a sketch like that. Like we do a fake hiring sketch.
There's a lot of like skits and sketches I would love to do, and I have had ideas for it. Just I don't have the equipment. I don't have the time.
If we just had an animator in this case, we would have everything we need.
That is the thing. If we had an animator, if anyone out there is an animator, for one, would be fine starting as nonprofit, because we can always switch it up later.
Yeah, at the moment, and also not only that, we know people that wouldn't mind doing
time that we could actually
YouTube.
Over and pay.
Yeah, and we know people that would do like we most stuff we do anything. We probably only need 3 people.
I know an artist. Like, fun fact: the guy I was talking about before who could join, he's both an artist and and someone who actually knows fluent Japanese.
Oh.
Even like, you know, can read and translate. Who's the person?
Oh, so that's the guy you have talked about before, also, with me about.
Yeah, like he could do that, but
he does it for the la money.
Yeah, well, yeah, because he's pretty poor, so he needs the money.
Yeah,
totally shout the person out, but well, I don't know if he'd want to right now. So, point is, if anybody wants an artist or needs a Japanese translation, let me know. I'll pass on the info. Definitely will. No lie. I'll pass on to him first, then I'll pass it on to you. And then I'll ask him, can I actually drop his name whenever I mention this ever again? So then we'll get
we're gonna drop your name from a cliff.
Like jump from a cliff into a sea of it's a sea of toxic people.
The whole anime community. I don't know which community anymore that's the most toxic, because it feels like the moment you mention one thing about the anime community, they're gonna kill you. If you say something about the gaming community, they're gonna kill you. If you say anything about the YouTube community, they're gonna make an update. That's not gonna help anyone.
So, anyway, that's basically going to be the end of this episode of the podcast, because we basically run out of topics. Also, we've been talking for a long time, and pretty sure my brain's dying. I think I need a refresher. So, that'd be great.
Yeah, and I am tired too, and it's getting late, so...
Yeah.
Outer time stuff thingy that we don't have a proper one because we're terrible at... We need to get a proper ending stuff thing for Babbidi Babbidi Babbidi.
We need to actually start doing that. Bibbidi Bobbidi. Did you just turn into like...
Bibbidi Bobbidi Boo. Bibbidi Bobbidi Boobidi Bobbidi Boobidi. What? I don't know.
Turn into like the essence of the good part of Bill Cosby. He's also done some bad stuff, but you know, the good part.
And if you want to, talking about doing like skits and stuff, I recommend guys go watch the blank dream stream or video that exists on Nexus channel, you're gonna see us doing terrible voice acting if it's still there.
There's going to be a highlight of that sometime soon, but again, I mentioned before, I'm going through like an editing burnout, so it's gonna be hard doing those. For me,
yeah, I think it's also gonna.
The stream itself was 5 hours. That's
so
gonna
I recommend you to watch if you like, not fully yet, but like when you have time, watch some bits of it every time.
A free video editor.
Free editor.
I'm editing for somebody else, which is not completely free because I do get payments in some sort of way. Just hasn't happened yet, but it's been promised, so that can happen. But I still kind of need my own because I feel like I'm terrible at editing my own videos. For one, I am because I have so many left over. But yeah, another thing too, I could just have that where I can edit certain ones and then just give over ones where like that's going to take me a while, or I have no particular interest in editing this one, and just hand off to the other person and be like, hey, you can do this for me.
I mean,
but that at least wanted to be free.
I could do stuff like that, but the thing is, you're a sound nerd, so that's the difference.
That's the thing. That's well.
Yeah, that's the thing.
It's not that hard to fix. It's just the point that you have to have the audio correct.
That is where we are so different, because for me, audio doesn't matter too much. As long as it sounds good for me, it doesn't matter. If I know everything sounds good, I'm fine. I don't care.
That's the thing. It's just that you have to have the person's voice higher than the game, and you can't have the game loud enough to where you hear
that I get. That's why I
just have it low enough.
That's why I always turn down game music in almost any game, but not like dialogue stuff, because I want to myself be like, okay, dialogue is important in almost any game. And it's freaking someone yelling.
When it comes down to it, I don't want it to sound like the person that's watching is playing the game over me, or I don't want it to sound like the people who are talking in the game as if they were right there next to me. I want it to be where you can absolutely tell there are two different audios here. There's me and then there's the game. You can absolutely tell the difference. If you were to say close your eyes or something, I don't know, just like in that, you can absolutely tell it. So we need to get enough. Also, I kind of have a rigid editing style, so it really depends on how good the video is. Like me, I like to insert a lot of random stuff into the video.
I do that too when I see something
around. I'm like, oh god, I want to do this. Like lately when I'm editing someone else's videos, I'm like, I just want to throw a bunch of crap into there.
The guy he's editing for is really good to watch. So sometimes,
yeah. Shout out to True Nightmare.
Yeah, recommend to watch him too because he's amazing.
By the way, he did stream chapter 3, I think, of Red Dead Redemption 2.
Yeah, earlier. He's a bit late. So... I completed that a year ago, or right after it came out.
Not a year, but yeah, it's just that.
He got it basically the same time as me.
Well, he's been busy. He has a job. He has university.
I'm a busy man too. Stuff. I'm having a life.
Watching anime?
Yeah. Jeez.
Yeah, you have such a busy schedule that you can't take like, I don't know.
And then I have some important people to talk with.
Sure.
Yeah, and you're included to those. What? Oh yeah.
Those most important people keep falling asleep on you.
But sometimes I sleep with them in a DC, so... And okay, that is one other thing. People are so weirded out about that. Like, oh, you fall asleep in a VC. Like, yeah, what's weird about that? But you...
I don't find it weird. I just, like, I prefer not to, because I don't actually know if I snore. And I don't really like it when I do. Like, sometimes I have heard myself snore, like, I'll, like, wake up to the sound of it, or, like, I'll hear stuff in my sleep, like, say, whenever I fell asleep in class or something. I could actually constantly hear everything going on around me.
You're a light sleeper.
Where it's just, like, when I fall asleep, that happens. Like, when I'm just, like, tired enough to fall asleep in class or something, I can actually just hear stuff out of nowhere, and that happens. But then there's times when I purposely go to sleep, it'll just, like, blank out. You know, either not have a dream or I will. Happens. or I'll have a dream that is around the sound. So say if someone's like talking in class or something, just like a dream pops up that is just whatever's going on around me.
Yeah.
Weird.
Well, you definitely
But
know. You're definitely not like the person we talked about there that's falls asleep in the VC a lot. Because you can't wake. I'm not kidding. We sometimes listen to music, they fall asleep, and I'm like,
hey, I couldn't really wake you up either.
well,
when you fell asleep at that other point.
Yeah,
I mean,
but
I tried.
Well, I'm also heavy sleep when it comes down to it.
I tried actually pausing because sometimes people like randomly hear silence and it wakes them up. Don't know how, but that happens. And there's that. Or I'll like hit my mic, which by the way I did. I think I flicked it and it hurt. I'm like, God, still not awake. I'm just like,
how are you not waking up, man?
Like how? It's impossible.
Guess like a freaking machine start drumming and stuff. But I'm not kidding.
But I probably could have done that. I could have actually just like shared a screen of like this is like me doing something. Which actually I think I might know a new way to wake you up because it did happen before. Where you were like falling asleep when I was like playing piano or something, and like one of those louder songs came on, and you're like, Jesus.
Well, it was probably because I was like half waking up, also because I have a tendency when I wake, I'm like half asleep. Still, it's like, still you know your surroundings at least.
Yeah. I don't know, but
or you hear a damn door. I'm not kidding. This happened this weekend. Okay, or no, last weekend I was sleeping. Then from nowhere, I didn't hear it or anything, but I felt a door close. And I woke up and I was like, a door closed somewhere. I think our door outdoor was got closed, and I was like, I felt that, but I didn't hear it. It scared the F out of me, and I fell back to sleep.
But anyway, yeah, I think we should basically end off there.
Yeah.
Basically just saying that
subscribe.
Anybody, well, not really anybody. I'm not going to just allow random folks in here. But if anybody that we know, that we personally know, you know if we know. You know we know. We know
you know that you know that we know that you know.
You know.
What are we talking about?
You know? I don't know, but point is that if there are people that we know that want to be here, let us know. So you can know to get on here. My point is, so it's just to have special guests, because I would like to have some guests on the podcast at some point, because
it is become a little bit like one-sided, our conversation. Like
yeah, it's like it comes in like one-sided conversations or stale conversations at times, or only one person knows what the heck's going on, for example. So just one person talking the whole time.
I think last time I was so tired I barely spoke, Tomar. And when that happens, you know something's wrong.
So just anybody that we know that wants to be on here.
Yeah.
Sure. And by the way,
I gotta ask one person. I wanna see if they say yes.
Might as well just ask in the group.
I mean, I think there's, but I'm in the DMs right now, so
we do have a special guest that might be showing up during one of our voice dub streams or videos, depending on what it'll be, but might. Let's see. We'll have to see if it comes down to it. Also, because we stream late, that's more my thing than his.
Yeah, me, I don't really care. I'm like always awake when he's awake.
You have a door.
I don't have a door, but do you assume I have a door now? Did you assume something? 2019.
I have heard you. I've heard it open and close.
But I can't actually take the.
I mean, that doesn't like interrupt. That doesn't like stop anybody from randomly coming in. But it's the point that you have a door. I don't. You have a door that can somewhat block off. I say somewhat because yeah, like some bit. I'd say block off other people talking in other rooms. Not really you. Does it block you off though? Then there's other things when people are freaking.
Well, you wouldn't even be able to block me off if you had a door.
Well, it's point. If I had a door, I feel like it'd be better because it'd be a lot harder for people to hear me, or where it's really not really about hearing me. It's the point so we don't have to hear them so much. Because then I could just be like randomly in the middle of the day, start up a stream or start recording something because
and
then we won't
I
get
feel
any
like that's also one of our main issues. It's not that we can't stream under the day only. It's just more that the people we want to have in the aren't the ones.
Yeah. I mean, hell, one of the latest videos that I've done with True is such a pain for me to edit. Like, probably won't be on his side because of the like Discord like blocking and all that, so it's not so bad. But because I recorded that just with Audacity, that doesn't have a noise gate, so it records everything, and it can obviously pick up when someone's talking in the background or when someone comes in here or whatever. Just it happens, and people were freaking talking like crazy during that time, and the only time me and True can really record some together is like in the middle of the day or like in the afternoon or something.
Yeah. That's he and I has never done. We have only done it in the morning for me. Like, but you and I have been recording something. It's always been at night.
Yeah. I don't know. I mean, like I said, if I had the door, it'd make things a whole lot easier. Or if I just was somewhere else, because that's obviously going to happen at some point. I'm going to have, like, another house and probably have my own space to do crap. Not to worry about it. Oh, no. Anyway, again, that is the end of this podcast. The real end this time.
15th time this podcast.
Yeah. So any of our friends want to be special guests, let us know. If any of you guys have any questions for next time, we may even do, I would not be against Q&As. So that's a thing. Or
yeah, if you have questions for stuff, that's another thing.
Yeah, you could do Q&A. We could do like a Q&A session or something. And then you got the other bits, which is like throwing out topics, like Primate in this one, like you could throw out topics in the like whenever we're out of topics or randomly in the middle of one or something. Just throw some out there, and
if we have time, like we did today, because again, 3 hours is our base. I feel like we have that as a base because that is where we all was. So we have a base on like 3 hours.
I mean, a lot of people have like a base of 2 hours or something, but
we're not like others. 3 hours is this.
Dog in my lap.
I died again in a stream. Has never happened before.
But yeah, so anyway, all that kind of stuff. Throw out topics you can, Q&A, that's also a thing. And people want to join in that are our friends. I can run, that's too much work. There's a lot of other stuff, so yeah, that can happen.
Subscribe to us both. Follow us on Twitch, of course, if you
follow us on both. And guess what? Your Twitch link is somewhere. Actually, no. I replaced today's link in the description with your Twitch link. Okay, Twitch link, not YouTube.
Well, doesn't matter. They can get my YouTube link through my Twitch if they watch it. So I don't search up Sweden Boy Gaming.
But yeah, it's gonna be an instant. It's fine. It's just the point that I'm putting the Twitch because you're gonna see his content right away when he does it. While on YouTube, you're gonna have to wait like what, a week or two?
2 days, 3 days. Wednesdays is my schedule for uploading the TNA stuff. Well, or my mind behind the camera, because it's I have that like Wednesday is not a gaming day for me. So either there is no upload, there is an upload.
Like
don't know.
Friday would be like that. This thing, I want to get back into that. Like, I know we're ending here, but I'm just gonna mention this last little bit that I do want to kind of get back into like a scheduled stream type of deal because I had it before and I kind of liked it, and also want to try to throw non-gaming stuff into my streams because
do weekend streams.
I would like to do other stuff.
You should do weekend streams then. I think that's
I'm not gonna limit myself to weekends only because that's the worst part.
you should start like, or at least start with like a day you are schedule and then move up. Better. And then of course,
it's just at the point I would like to throw stuff that aren't gaming. Okay, that isn't gaming into it. So, what to say about that? So yeah, that's the end. So thank you all for watching.
see you guys next time.
Whatever you're doing. See you next time. Follow all that other stuff. And yeah, see ya.
Yeah.